27. Please remain standing after for the performance of our national anthem. The singing of our national anthem is presented by PNC Bank. Performing the anthem today are students from Shamrock Springs Elementary.
Choir from Shamrock Springs Elementary with our national anthem this afternoon as the Indy Fuel gets set to take on the Kalamazoo Wings. Starting goaltenders today, Mitchell Weeks gets the call for the Fuel. He's 12-8-6 with a 2.67 goals against average in a .903 save percentage. Made 19 saves on 21 shots in his last start, Friday's 5-2 win over Cincinnati. Hunter Vorva, who is in the conversation for the league's goaltender of the year, will start for Kalamazoo. He's 18-9, 2.40 goals against, .923 save percentage. Both goaltenders today have 3 shutouts. That's tied for second in the league. He stopped 31 of 34 on Friday against Wheeling in a 4-3 win and has won 4 of his last 5 starts. The Fuel in the red sweaters, the Blackhawks template with the white and black piping on the sleeves and the hems, black pants, red socks, the Fuel logo across the front. The K-Wings in the road white uniforms with blue and red trim, white pants and white socks, blue numbers as well, and reversed out nameplates, very Philadelphia Flyers style. That's been a trademark of the K-Wings for many, many years. The Fuel moving from right to left as you picture this rink in your mind's eye. Both teams starting their fourth lines today. Matusz Spodniak, Cam Hosier, John Martin for the Fuel, with Matt Cairns and Chris Cameron on D. For Kalamazoo, it'll be Jack Olmstead, Luke Morgan, and Jordan Seifert, with Chaz Redekop and Jacob Nordquist on D. Our referee today is Sam Heidemann. The linesman, Christopher Williams, and Will Anderson. Indy's lineup, other than Weeks starting, Indy's lineup is exactly the same as it was yesterday. Kalamazoo does have a couple of lineup changes from last night, as Jake Karanen and Evan Doherty are in the lineup today after having not played either game this weekend. Hosinger and Morgan to take the draw. The puck is down, and away we go on this Sunday afternoon in Indy. K-Wings control the draw. Nordquist back in his own zone, and right away we've got the gloves off. Chaz Redekop and Chris Cameron, a heavyweight fight. They're circling each other. They engage. Redekop trying to free the right hand. They are currently tied up. Now Cameron over, and then loses his balance, and Redicop takes him down. So 8 seconds into the game, Chaz Redicop and Chris Cameron, two guys that are well over triple digits in PIMS, each had 5 to their total, as they'll each go for fighting. And that has to have been a residual from the last game these two teams played against each other back on March 8th, when you've got a fight right off the drop. And it was the team's heavyweights, Redicop, the Kalamazoo captain. That 5 will give him 186 penalty minutes. Cameron has 122. Fuel win an attacking zone draw. Cairns tries to wrist it around, but it's picked up by the K-Wings, but they can't get it out. Held in by Santino Centorame at the right point. Steers it into the right wing corner for John Martin. Raked off his stick by Dashke of Kalamazoo. Played up the boards. And again, Centorame chips it in deep. Puck loose behind the net. Spodniak one-hands it into the corner where he's tied up by Colin Sockman of Kalamazoo. John Martin trying to work it free. Up to the left point. Cairns didn't handle it cleanly. Brought it out of the zone and then back in. Offside whistled against Indy. 38 seconds into the game. And we've already had a little bit of fireworks with the fight between Chaz Redicop and Chris Cameron. Coming 8 seconds into the game. Cam Hillis wins a neutral zone draw. Josh Maniscalco will flip it into the Kalamazoo end. Kyle Maximovich on the forecheck wins the puck up to the left point. McDougall shoots, blocked in front, and Joyo sends it ahead to Brad Morrison along the right wing wall. Tries to center, picked off by Cam Hillis. Here comes Maximovich, wanting transition the other way. Kalamazoo gets back, so he shovels it behind the net for Bulmer. He delivers the check. Maximovich takes the puck in the left wing corner. Looks to play it up to the point. Does to McDougall. He shoots high and wide. Maniscalco activates, takes it along the goal line. Backhander on goal. Save made by Vorva on the shot from the bottom of the right wing circle. Cam Hillis battling for the puck below the goal line. It's dug out of there by the K-Wings, Eric Bradford, and they'll exit the zone. Morrison, 2-on-2 through the neutral zone. Cuts right through the D, takes it to goal, and Weeks with a left pad save. Fuel gain possession. Hadfield out to McDougall, and Andrew Blount will flip it into the left wing corner for Brian Lemos. He takes a big hit from Nordquist and is not getting up. Kalamazoo gains possession. Lemos is still down as the K-Wings bring it up. Quinn Preston ahead to Adams, kicks it into the right wing corner to Preston, and now Dashke, right circle. Lemos is doubled over, headed to the bench. He does get there. Hosinger replaces him. The Fuel are able to gain possession and send it down to the zone. Nordquist picks it up. Adams, short pass ahead to Kiefer. Gains the Fuel line. Can't handle a bouncing puck, but it comes into the slot. Dashke sends it goalward, and Cairns pokes it off of Preston's stick as Preston was posted up in the slot. Hosinger headmans to Petrozelli into the left wing corner where it hits Brian Lemos' stick. John Martin comes in on the forecheck, loses his stick, but wins the puck for the Fuel. Matt Cairns with it to the left point. Cycles it in behind the net for Martin, working in the office. John Martin pops out the left side, feeds Cairns, one-timer on goal, save Vorva, and he holds for a whistle. 17-16 to go in the first period. Good setup on the cycle for the Fuel, but certainly the biggest concern right now is the condition of Brian Lemos, and he is in a lot of pain over on the bench, and it looks like he's going to escape to the dressing room. Yeah, he is actually just coming out to take a skate, took a lap just to see how he was feeling. And he just grabbed his stick, and he's doubled over a little bit on the bench. He took a big hit in the corner and laid on the ice for quite a while and then skated to the bench because play continued. the other way, and it's like we've got a little bit of a delay as they're taking care of some of the area around the goal post in Kalamazoo's net. Ryan Gagne out there for the Fuel. Gagne, Petrozelli, and Martin. The line. And the faceoff won in its defensive zone by Kalamazoo. Aiden McDonald chips it up the boards and out to center. Doherty picks it up, feeds it up the right side to Sockman. He'll flip it into the left wing corner in the Fuel end. And a good forecheck by Morgan pokes it away from Martin. And the K-Wings come pouring in. Doherty in the left wing corner. McDougall trying to work him over. Rakes the puck free, but the K-Wings maintain possession. Shot from the point. Save made on Joyo by Weeks. Puck squirts over to the left wing boards. McDonald sends it up to the center point. Shot Joyo high and wide. Martin takes it off the end boards. The K-Wings converge on him, and Martin just shoves Luke Morgan down, and that allows the Fuel to gain possession. Up the right side, Gagne into the Kalamazoo zone. Hits the trailer, McDougall. He shoots over the net on the shot from the top of the left wing circle. Rebound played out to the neutral zone. Maniscalco will bring it back in. Left circle, takes it a goal. He shoots, and Vorva may have got a pad on it as it went wide to the right post. K-Wings one transition the other way as Pasalt looks to center, but Maniscalco picks it off, but the Fuel nearly turn it over in their own zone. However, good play by Hillis. Headmans to to Maksimovic. Zips it across to Bulmer in front. The shot, save, rebound. Vorva got that one too. Bulmer with two great looks on a tremendous feed from Kyle Maksimovic right to the front of the net. But Hunter Vorva, the Kalamazoo goaltender, with 10 bell saves to keep this scoreless as we have played just over 4 minutes and now 25 seconds. Fuel again, a good start. They've had the first 3 shots on goal. K-Wings play it into the Fuel zone. They'll go for a change as Victor Hadfield will wind it up. Drops it off for his D partner, Cairns. Again, Chris Cameron is in the box right now and will be for a few more seconds. K-Wings feed it into the Fuel zone. Hadfield ties up Preston. That allows his teammate Brian Lemos to get to the puck. Good to see Lemos back out there. Seamus Malone carries it out to center with some pressure. And then his dump in hit Ballant in the leg and came to Colin Sockman, who clears it out to center. And offside is whistled on Indy. 14:53 to go in the first period. We're 1 second away from Cameron and Redicott being able to be sprung from the box, so they will be released on the next whistle. Faceoff will be at the center dot. And it's won by the K-Wings. Dashke plays it up the left wing. It's fed into the Fuel zone. Preston and Maniscalco go after it. Maniscalco gets to it, backhands it up the near wall to Spodniak out to center. Matushel fired in from the wrong side of the red line. Icing is the whistle with 14:38 to go. Redicott and Cameron will skate to their respective benches as they have been released from the penalty boxes. They get a nice hand from the crowd, or at least Cameron does. I'm not sure Redicott's getting much of a hand from the crowd, but he does from his teammates. Preston against Hosinger on the attacking zone draw for Kalamazoo, won cleanly by the K-Wings. Dashke at the left point. Shoot, stick save, rebound right in front, and it trickled just wide. Adams got a stick on it, but the Fuel were able to hold it out. Maniscalco ahead to Spodniak into the left wing corner in the Kalamazoo end. Pass a little too far for Hosinger, and the K-Wings gain possession. They'll break out through the neutral zone 3-on-3. Dashke gains the red line, and will send it in, go for a change. Martin picks it up and turns it over. Seifert down the right side, cuts to the goal, backhand save, rebound goes just wide. Again, the Fuel looked like they had a clean breakout and a quick turnover. Gave a scoring chance to Kalamazoo. Here comes Maksimovic across the line, 1-on-2, loses an edge and the puck to Luke Morgan. Jay Keranen for Kalamazoo will send it in deep. Weak stops behind the net, leaves for the D. Cairns turns it over, shot just wide by Olmstead of Kalamazoo as a pass careened off of Cairns right to the side of the cage, again in a dangerous area, but Weeks able to make the save. Seifert along the right wing boards, chips it in behind the net, and a diving play keeps it alive to the right point. Joyo blocked out to neutral ice by Maksimovic. He thought maybe he might have a shot at a breakaway, then realized that there were K-Wings back, so Maksimovic heads to the bench for a change as the puck trickled all the way back into the Kalamazoo end. Brad Morrison canceled out nicely by Centorame at the fuel line. Here comes Hillis the other way into the attacking zone. Feathers it into the right corner for Bulmer. Plays it into the circle, up to the point. Centorame, one-timer! And it went high and wide. Vorva looked behind him. Seamus Malone at the right point. Over to Hadfield, left circle. Feeds Hillis. Now to Ballant coming off the bench. He shoots and misses high. And the rebound taken off the inboards by Kalamazoo. They bring it the other way. Bradford drop past Morrison. Tried to feed it in front. Centorame interrupted that. Hadfield ties up Bradford behind the net. Centorame digs it free to Brian Lemos, and the Fuel will exit the zone. Lemos gains center red. Stick handles into the Kalamazoo zone. He shoots a Vorva, and he pounces on the rebound. With 12:17 to go in an action-packed first period, the Indy Fuel and Kalamazoo Wings are scoreless. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Body and Soul Massage Therapy is committed to providing the Indianapolis area with premier personalized massage therapy services in a professional, friendly environment. Maximize your game potential with a regular and consistent sports massage routine. A post-event massage helps you recover faster and reduce your injury risk. Body and Soul is the official massage therapist of the Indy Fuel. Contact Body and Soul Massage Therapy at bsmtindy.com or call us at 317-992-2976.
When you get care at Community Health Network, you're part of our community. And in our community, nothing should get between you and your health, not even the cost of care. When the time comes, our advocacy team will help you figure it out, whether you're uninsured or underinsured, so you can focus on what really matters, your health. Community Health Network. Exceptional care. Simply delivered. Get support at ecommunity.com/simply delivered.
Stand by me.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
12:17 to go in the opening period. Andrew Smith along with you as the Indy Fuel and Kalamazoo Wings are scoreless in this matinee. Our final Sunday game of the season, home or away, for the Indy Fuel. Feels like Kalamazoo has been the default Sunday opponent for a while, although this is the first Sunday game they will have played since New Year's Eve. Fuel win the draw, and John Martin in the shooter's hole fires one just wide from the top of the circle as we return to action. Kalamazoo clears. Maniscalco sends it back in. Rims around the boards into the left wing. Petrozelli shovels it in deep where Dashke moves it up the far side. David Kiefer has it poked free. Here come the K-Wings, 2-on-1. The Fuel racing back, and a great save made by Mitchell Weeks on Adams as the centering feed came across to Adams, and Weeks made the save. Adams tried to hit the trailer as Kalamazoo looked to re-enter. That's picked off by Petrozelli. Maniscalco will hammer it around the boards, but picked up by Colin Sockman at center. He'll float it in to the far corner, go for a change. Maniscalco, long stretch pass. Petrozelli tips it in behind the Kalamazoo net, and the Fuel will get a five-man change as well. Hayden McDonald poked away by Kyle Maksimovic into the Kalamazoo zone. Leaves it for Bulmer, pass a little bit behind him, and the K-Wings gain possession. Doherty takes a big check from Matt Cairns, separates him from the puck. Cameron picks it up behind his own net for Indy. DDD to Cairns, headman's Bulmer, rink wide into the neutral zone, broken up by Morgan, but he and Maksimovic follow the puck into the Kalamazoo end. Comes out to neutral ice. Cameron up the left wing boards. Maksimovic tried to go rink wide to Hillis, but that was broken up by Carradine. Shot on goal from neutral ice by Cameron, turned aside by Vorva. Brett Bulmer trying to keep it alive in the left wing corner. Goes in behind the net where the K-Wings gain possession. Doherty chops it off the boards all the way down. This should be icing, and will be, with 10:38 to go in the opening period. Shots are 5-3 in favor of the Fuel. We are scoreless. this afternoon between Indy and Kalamazoo. Hey fans, never miss a goal with FloHockey. You can watch today's game live along with all other FloHockey games for the rest of the season. Visit FloHockey.tv for more information and to sign up for your subscription today. That's FLOHockey.tv. FloHockey, the official streaming destination of the ECHL. K-Wings win the draw. Rimmed around out to center. Hadfield picks it up at his own line. D to center. Ame headmans to Hausinger. Splits the D right down the middle. Hausinger to goal. Backhand save. Vorva. Spodniak hunting for the rebound, but Vorva has it covered. And the whistle blows. Another pretty good chance for the Fuel. Hunter Vorva, one of the top goaltenders in the league. As we mentioned, 18-9 in the season, but he's 14-4 since January 27th. Although he has allowed 7 goals in his last 2 starts. Combined, not each. Fuel win the draw in the attacking zone. Maniscalco shoots through a screen. Save. Rebound came into the slot, and Spodniak couldn't get to it. Here come the K-Wings the other way. Bradford plays it in behind the net for Pasalt. Leaves it for Morrison in the right corner. Up to the point for Nordquist. Shoots. Actually just floated it into the right corner. Hausinger tries to work it free from Morrison. Drop it off for the D. It's being raked around and is picked up by Morrison. Tried to steer it up the boards. Couldn't. Morrison stays in the puck along the goal line. Tries to jam it. And it hits the side of the cage. Popped out in the crease, and the Fuel grab it and clear. Flip back to the Kalamazoo line where Nordquist and Sockman settle it down. Nordquist headmans to the Fuel line where Morrison tries to chip it into the Indy end. And it's cut off by Matt Cairns. Cairns retreats back into his own zone. Headmans into the neutral zone. Martin across the Kalamazoo line. Feeds Petrozelli left circle. Shoots from a sharp angle. Stick save Vorva. Petrozelli hops on the puck. Challenging 2 K-Wings behind the net. And the numbers favor Kalamazoo. They take the puck but can't get it out. Cairns holds it in at the point. To Martin. High slot. Shoots just wide. Rebound behind the net taken by the Fuel. Sent up to Cameron. One-timer from the right point goes high and wide. Cairns holds it in left point. Back across to Cameron. He'll feed it into the right circle. Petrozelli back up top. Cameron. One-timer blocked out into the neutral zone by Brad Morrison. Cairns races back to pick it up at his own line. Drops it off to Cameron. Headmans to the Kalamazoo line. Maksimovic tips it in wide of the goal. Vorva will move it behind his own net to Sockman. And Kalamazoo breaks it out to center. Adams. Pass. Hops off a Preston stick, and the Fuel gain possession. Hillis through center. Across the Kalamazoo line. He'll fire one wide of the cage to Maksimovic. Back behind the net for Hillis. Hillis along the goal line. Feeds it up to the left point. Hadfield shoots. Blocked in front. Picked up by Preston. Zipped out to the neutral zone. Kiefer, rink wide to Adams. Across the Fuel line. Working on Hadfield. Hadfield forces him to the corner and then pokes it off of his stick. The Fuel clear it out to center. And then it hit Morgan. Came back into the zone. And then as he was exiting the zone, Derek Dashke touched the puck before it had, or while it was still on the attacking zone side of the blue line. So offside is the call on Kalamazoo. 8:11 to go in the first period. No score. Meeting number 13 of 14 between these two teams. Kalamazoo leads the season series 7-5, although they have split the 4 games here in Indy. The last 2 games of the season series will be played here, one today, and then the season finale on April 13th. Kalamazoo wins the neutral zone draw. Karen will send it in through both corners. McDougall loses it to Seifert up to the point. Joyo behind the net. Seifert. Maniscalco rides him into the corner and then takes the puck. Josh Maniscalco for Indy in front of his own net. High flip out to center. Bounces past Karen wide of the cage. Icing is the call. With 7:45 to go, Karen made a stab at it, but the linesman ruled that he could not have played the puck. So Indy will have Hillis, Bulmer, and Maksimovic out for this defensive zone draw. Kalamazoo will go with its top line of Bradford, Pasalt, and Morrison. Fuel win the draw. And Maniscalco. High flip into the zone. Bulmer going to goal. He was being impeded on the way and couldn't get to the puck. He picks it up behind the net, looks to center, but it's broken up by Bradford. 3-on-2 for Kalamazoo as they bring it through the neutral zone. Morrison, great poke check by Chris Cameron, breaks up the play, and now the Fuel on transition. Hillis across the line, feeds Bulmer, posted up at the point. His shot blocked into the corner by Nordquist, and now the K-Wings spin it out to center. They may have numbers. Morrison across the Fuel line, tripped up, penalty coming on the Fuel. Seamus Malone gets the touch. And that was a play. I was really shocked to see Sam Heidemann's right arm go up. And the reason why is Morrison brought the puck in. Matt Cairns' stick took a swipe at him. He took another stride or two, and then when he realized there wasn't going to be anything, then he fell to the ice. And so Sam Heinemann bought it, though, and Cairns goes for tripping at 12:51. Kalamazoo to the power play. Kiefer to Dashke. Into the corner. Adams over to the left corner for Preston. And Fuel players converge. And Josh Maniscalco trying to get to the puck. Morgan does. Feeds it up to the point for Kiefer. Left point Dashke. Holds. Shoots. Wide. Big Karam to Adams. Up to Kiefer. Skates into the right wing circle. Works it low for Adams in the corner. Back to Kiefer. Spins it up to the point for Dashke. Back to Kiefer. Right half wall. Up to the point. Dashke barely holds it in. And the K-Wings maintain possession through a couple of Fuel sticks. Maniscalco rides his man into the boards. Puck comes free into the corner. Maniscalco chops it free. Brian Lemos will clear. Minute 15 to go on the power play. Kalamazoo with a man advantage, 23rd in the league, 18.4%. However, they are 22% in their last 5 games, 4 for 18. The Fuel on the kill, 14th in the league at 79.6. K-Wings bring it back into the zone. Morrison plays it in behind the net. McDonald has it now along the right wing boards. Tries to squirt it into the circle. Seamus Malone had a stick on it, but couldn't corral it. Morrison at the left half wall. Up to the point, Joyo. Passal, one-timer save. Rebound cleared out of danger by Chris Cameron. Spodniak will hop on it in the neutral zone. 1-on-2 across the line. Has some help. Spodniak cuts to the middle. Short-handed, and as he tried to pull the trigger on a shot, Joyo poked it off of his stick. Spodniak will play it back to Maniscalco behind his own net. Turns the goal. Rags some time. And then feeds it ahead back into the Kalamazoo end. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Joyo at his own line. Drops it off for Passal. He'll fire it in through both corners. Centerame picks it up in the near corner with McDonald hunting him in the puck. 6 seconds to go on the power play as the puck comes up to the point for Joyo. Over to Passal, right circle. Shoots. Score. Just as the penalty was expiring, Kalamazoo gets the goal. It looked like it was deflected on the way in. And the Fuel will have to come from behind today as Aiden McDonald scores the power play goal. And actually, they're going to say it'll be an even strength goal because it came 1 second after the expiry of the power play. Getting a deflection on the shot from along the right wing boards. And so the Fuel surrender the first goal. And Indy, this is not a must-win game, but it is a very important one, and Indy is going to have to rally from behind. Kalamazoo is very much a front-running team. They are 21-5-1 when scoring the first goal. So are the Fuel. The Fuel have won just 6 games when allowing the first goal this year. They're 6-18-3. And the splits are even more absurd once you get into leading and trailing after 1 and 2 periods. These are probably 2 of the most front-running teams in the league. In other words, teams that when they get a lead, they typically hang on to it, and when they surrender the first goal, they typically struggle to come back. Matt Cairns at center, flips it out to the neutral zone. Gagne across the line, feeds Martin, left circle, curls, takes it to goal, tries to jam it through Vorva. It's loose at the side of the cage as Vorva didn't know where it was, but it sat at the side of the cage. Pasalt and Joyo with the assist, giving Kalamazoo the 1-0 lead. Here's a shot from Sintarame that misses the target from the center point. Kalamazoo clears it out to center. Hadfield up the left side into the Kalamazoo zone. Drops it off for Hillis into the circle. Shoots, save Vorva. He pounces on the rebound. 3:51 to go in the first period. The Fuel trailing Kalamazoo 1-0. Give an assist to Brad Morrison for his flop that drew the power play that Kalamazoo did not score on, but they scored 1 second after the expiry of to give the K-Wings a 1-0 lead. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Celebrate your special occasions with jewelry from Master Jewelers. Family owned and operated since 1988, we provide jewelry built to last for generations. From new purchases to repairs, redesigns, remounts, and custom designs, Master Jewelers does it all. If you can imagine it, we can create it. Complete custom in-house design is available. Master Jewelers is located at 8150 Bash Street in Castleton. Call us at 317-845-0054 or visit masterjewelersindiana.com. If you're looking for an exciting night of hockey, visit the Indiana Farmers Coliseum to help cheer our Indy Fuel to victory. If you're looking to score a great deal on business insurance, look no further than Indiana Farmers Insurance. The Indy Fuel chose Indiana Farmers Insurance because they wanted a local business that understands local business. It's a partnership that's truly worthy of a hat trick. To find an independent Indiana Farmers Insurance agent near you, visit indianafarmers.com.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
3:51 to go first period. The Fuel trailing Kalamazoo 1-0 on Aiden McDonald's redirection of a shot that came just as the Kalamazoo power play was ending. Actually, Matt Cairns had never actually left the box, even though it came officially 1 second after the expiry of the power play. So the Fuel with some work to do, trailing 1-0. And they have an attacking zone face-off. Maksimovic behind the net. Hillis feeds it into the left circle. McDougall hops over a stick. He gets it back and shoots one wide. And Vorva directs the puck out of play as he reached out with the blocker to make a stop on a shot that was well wide of the post. It's the Fuel with another attacking zone draw with 3:39 to go in the opening period. Cam Hillis to take it. It's won by Kalamazoo. Maksimovic, however, breaks it up. It's loose in the left circle, taken by the K-Wings briefly. Preston tries to steer it up the boards, and it's jammed in behind the net, where Quinn Preston grabs it for Kalamazoo. Drops it off for Derek Dashke. He'll start it up. Zips a pass that misses everybody out to center. This should be an icing, and will be, with 3:15 to go in the first period. On our first intermission show, you can catch up with Fuel defenseman Victor Hadfield and hear what he has to say as Victor came to the Fuel in a Thanksgiving Day trade with the Jacksonville Icemen. Also, Anthony Petrozelli was part of that deal as well, and when he's been available, has been a mainstay on the Fuel blue line. Fuel win an attacking zone draw, but it goes right between the D, back into the Indy end. Cairns turns his goal, and his feed out to the neutral zone misses everybody, picked off by Eric Bradford. 3 minutes to go first period, and now Brian Lemos nearly with a steal at the Kalamazoo line, but the K-Wings able to rescue the puck. Bradford up the right side, Joyo across the Fuel line, puts on the brakes, and then turns it over to Seamus Malone. Zips a pass out to neutral ice for Bellant. He doesn't see a play, so he'll flip it in behind the net through both corners. Comes out to center, where Kalamazoo gains possession. Bradford will fire it in. Weeks slows it down, goes into the far corner. Sintarame can't hammer it through the first forechecker. It squirts through to Morrison. He's tied up by Hadfield. Comes right to the front of the net for Bradford. Backhand pass. Joyo misses high from point-blank range, just below the hash marks. Here's a feed in front, deflected wide by Bradford. Bradford ridden into the boards hard by Hadfield. Fuel gain possession. Malone flips it out to center, and this will be an icing as he was trying to find Andrew Blount, and the pass just didn't connect. So 2:04 to go in the first period. Kalamazoo, as we mentioned, a pretty strong front-running team. They're 18-6 when leading after one. The Fuel have just 4 wins in 20 games, or in 18 games, I should say, when trailing after one this season. You expect a low-scoring game when these two teams play, so every goal is important. The next one is absolutely vital. Lemos against Morgan on the draw, and the face-off won by the Fuel. Centorame feeds it up the right side. Blount. Redicop tried to deliver a check. Blount delivered it back, and he'll go off for a change. Gagne's line is out there for Indy as Redicop has it back in his own zone for Kalamazoo. He'll feed it up the left side for Aiden McDonald, who has the only goal of the game. Rink wide to Seifert. Plays it behind the net past Morgan. Maniscalco is able to win a puck battle in the near corner and working out. McDougall floats a pass to Martin. Hops off of his stick, but he's able to poke it free from Redicop and bring it into the corner. Looks to center into the crease. Picked up by McDougall. In the right circle. Shoots high. Vorva is down and out and is now back up. Gagne behind the net. Up to the left point, Maniscalco. Over to the right side. Back to Maniscalco. Top of the right wing circle. Shoots wide. Vorva didn't have a stick, but he reaches out to pick it back up. McDougall plays it behind the net for Petrozelli. Into the left circle. Martin poked off of his stick. Puck squirts free behind the net to Redicop. And it's forced free. Gagne from his knees. Finds McDougall in the slot. Shoots. Glove save. Vorva, he holds for a whistle. 49.3 to go in the first period. Good work by the Fuel on that shift. Found McDougall wide open in the slot. And he tried to pick his corner, but Vorva saw it all the way and made the stop. Petrozelli, Martin, Gagne line just does a lot of dirty work and makes plays below the goal line and in the corners, and they are led to a pretty good look from Ross McDougall. Indy out shooting Kalamazoo 10-7, but has surrendered the only goal of the game. Hillis's line on for the Fuel against Bradford's line for Kalamazoo. Hillis taking the draw on the left wing circle, has Maksimovic in the shooter's hole behind him. And the face-off controlled by the Fuel. Cairns from the point, shot blocked to Maksimovic, feeds it in front, Hillis scores! Cam Hillis ties the game at 1. As Kyle Maksimovic knocks a puck out of midair and feeds it across to Cam Hillis in the slot. And Hillis extends his scoring streak to 6 games. Wins the faceoff. Maksimovic works it up to the point, comes back to Maksimovic, and again, he knocked the puck out of midair and then fed Hillis right at the top of the crease for the goal. It's Hillis' 18th of the year. And the Fuel have tied the game at 1. And so we're in the final half minute of the first period. That goal came in 1918. Matt Cairns got the second assist on Hillis' goal. Maksimovic with the first. 15 seconds to go. Dashke at his own line. Across to Morrison. Posted up at the right wing boards. Feeds it in front. And it pinballs off of Cairns to Dashke. Couldn't do anything with it in the left circle. Dashke rims it around. Maksimovic will just take the puck behind the net to kill off the rest of the time. And he took a little shove from Bradford just as the horn sounded to end the first period. The Indy Fuel and Kalamazoo Wings tied at 1 through a period. Shots on goal 12-7 in favor of the Fuel. Kalamazoo had the only power play. It was technically unsuccessful, but they did score exactly 1 second after the penalty expired. And so we head into the first intermission with a 1-1 score between the Fuel and the K-Wings. Brian Lemos is having a long conversation with Sam Heidemann, the referee, on the way off the ice. As I think the Fuel, number one, didn't like the penalty that gave Kalamazoo the power play, and number two, have maybe thought there could have been a couple of other calls that were not made. But whatever the case, we head to the first intermission tied at 1 between the Fuel and the K-Wings. We're going to take a break, come back with our first intermission show right after this. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Body and Soul Therapy is committed to providing the Indianapolis area with premier personalized massage therapy services in a professional, friendly environment. Adding a regular sports massage schedule to your training routine will help you train harder, perform better, recover faster, and reach your goals more quickly. Body and Soul is the official massage therapist of the Indy Fuel. Contact Body and Soul Massage Therapy at bsmtindy.com or call us at 317-992-2976.
Hi, this is Jeff Wheeler, Business Manager of IBEW Local 41. I am proud to represent more than 3,000 union electrical workers in central Indiana. From Bankers Life Fieldhouse to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to the annual Circle of Lights, we are proud to power your community. IBEW Local 41 is proud of our union membership and our community leadership.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
First intermission at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Andrew Smith along with you. The Indy Fuel and Kalamazoo Wings are tied at 1. The Fuel with a really solid period, other than a penalty taken by Matt Cairns that was, I think, a call that the Fuel likely disputed, as Cairns took a swipe at Brad Morrison as Morrison brought it into the zone. Morrison took about a stride or two after Cairns took the swipe at him, then realized he didn't have a play and fell to the ice and drew the call, and the K-Wings did not score in the 2 minutes of the power play, but they did score the 1 second after. But a really good hand-eye coordination play by Kyle Maximovich helped answer that as he knocked a puck out of midair, a pass from Matt Cairns that was at about logo level of his uniform, knocked it out of midair, picked it up, then fed it right to Cam Hillis at the top of the crease, and Hillis scored to tie the game. And again, the Fuel, other than last night, they had 5 power plays last night. They have not really drawn a lot of power play opportunities here, and they, again, did not draw one in the first period. And matter of fact, counting the first period, going back now 10 games in a period, the Fuel have been shorthanded 13 more times than they have had a power play. In the last 10 and a third games, opposing teams are 10 for 43 on the power play. India's 5 for 30, and the Fuel are 5-5 in that 10-game stretch. And that's one thing. I think if you're the Fuel, you'd like to limit the amount of time spent in the penalty box. That's especially going to be key on a day like today, where both teams are really tired. And for Kalamazoo especially, this is their third game in 3 different cities in 3 different nights, and it caps a 4 games in 5 days stretch for them, all on the road in 4 different cities. So they have spent a lot of time on the bus, and needless to say, those bus legs sometimes can be pretty heavy, but those heavy legs really set in the second and third period, which is, I think, why this period is really important, because you want to, when you're tired, it's much easier to play with a lead. You've got to expend more energy trying to come from behind. And so this period, I think, is really, really important. That next goal, especially in a game that will likely be low scoring. Indy Kalamazoo games typically are. It's 1-1 now. Scoring summary, Aiden McDonald for Kalamazoo, his 10th of the year at 14:52 of the first from Josh Pasalt and Michael Joyo. For McDonald, it would have been his 6th power play goal, but it came a second after a penalty had expired. The Fuel still didn't have all 5 players on the ice as Cairns had just been released from the box and had not yet taken a stride out of it. And so McDonald from Pasalt and Joyo makes it 1-0. Cam Hillis answered 19-18 of the first period, his 18th from Kyle Maximovich and Matt Cairns to tie the game at 1. It's a busy day at the ECHL. 8 games taking place today. Norfolk defeated Adirondack today 6-2 in a game that has already gone final. Old friend Denny Smirnoff with a couple of goals for the Admirals. A couple of other games have gone final already today. Maine defeated Newfoundland 5-3. Worcester all over Reading 6-3 today. Iowa knocked off Wichita 2-1. Liam Coughlin, Casey Dornbach with the goals for the Heartlanders. Games currently underway. Trois-Rivières leads South Carolina 2-1 with 5 minutes gone in the third. Cincinnati leads Wheeling 3-2 through 2. Smerick with 2 goals and Soper with 1 for the Cyclones. Koopman and Martell with goals for the Nailers. And obviously, a Cincinnati regulation win would be welcome news for the Fuel, as Wheeling, one of those teams in that mad scramble for playoff position. Utah and Rapid City will face off at the top of the hour from the Black Hills of South Dakota. The Rockford Ice Hogs are off today. They dropped a 4-3 decision to Grand Rapids last night. Cole Gutman scored twice in the third to tie the game, but then Grand Rapids' Zach Aston Reese scored with 1:16 left in the third to give the victory to the Griffins. The Blackhawks last night had a wild one. They were down 4-0 in San Jose and then rallied to win 5-4 on Seth Jones' second goal of the game in overtime. Philip Kurashev scored the game-tying goal with 43 seconds left. The Hawks are back in action on Tuesday against the Calgary Flames. In the NHL today, busy day in the NHL with 10 games. The Caps beat the Jets 3-0. Old friend John Carlson scored his 7th of the year. Alex Ovechkin scored twice for Washington. Avalanche beat the Penguins 5-4 this afternoon in overtime. Again, a game where there was a big comeback. Pittsburgh led that game 4-0, and Colorado rallied, and Nathan McKinnon scored the game-tying goal late in the third, and then Jonathan Drouin won it in overtime for the Avalanche. Games currently underway. Islanders and Devils are scoreless in the first intermission. Later games, the Leafs at the Hurricanes, Oilers at the Senators, Panthers at the Flyers, all at 6 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, the Coyotes host the Stars. At 8:30, the Ducks host the Lightning, a pair of 9 o'clock games. Flames and Sabres from Calgary, and the Kraken hosting the Canadiens. Here, the Indy Fuel and Kalamazoo Wings are tied at 1 through a period. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Indy Fuel defenseman Victor Hadfield. Right after this is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amanda Furr, Physician Executive for Primary Care at Community Health Network. When you need care, nothing should get in the way. No barriers or hoops to jump through, just an easy way to get the support you need however it's best for you. Which is why we offer tried and true points of access, like your primary care physician or your local med check for urgent care and community clinics at Walgreens throughout Central Indiana. But we're also adding new ways to get exceptional care, like improved tools in MyChart to connect you with your provider, increased virtual appointments in primary care, urgent care, and even specialty care. We're also expanding virtual access for your behavioral health needs, both for counseling and psychiatry. At Community, you'll always get the best care possible, no matter how you choose to access it. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Visit us at ecommunity.com/getcare.
Hi, this is Jeff Wheeler, Business Manager of IBEW Local 41. I am proud to represent more than 3,000 union electrical workers in Central Indiana. From Bankers Life Fieldhouse to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to the annual Circle of Lights, we are proud to power your community. IBEW Local 481 is proud of our union membership and our community leadership.
The Indy Fuel back home to take on the Kalamazoo Wings today for the third game of the weekend. Our first intermission guest is Fuel defenseman Victor Hadfield. And Victor, welcome back to the lineup. I know you were out for a couple of weeks, but how good was it to be back last night and just be skating again and see some game action?
Yeah, it's always great to be back. Obviously, look forward to playing. That's the best part of the game. Yeah. It's a little bit better than just practicing, but yeah, it's definitely good to be back. We got a great group of guys, and we got something special here. So excited to see what happens the rest of the year. So
you joined this team mid-season. What have been your impressions since coming to the Fuel, and how have you fit into this team?
Yeah, it's been great since I've been here. Everyone's been super welcoming and just a really good organization. They take really good care of us. So hopefully we can make it far here in the playoffs.
What's it like to wake up on Thanksgiving morning and find out that you're packing your bags and joining a new team?
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a shock. I didn't really see it coming, but yeah, ever since that day, they've been, like I said, super welcoming, and just felt at home since I've been here.
What does it mean that somebody wants you? Somebody is making a move to pick you up and make you an integral part of the lineup?
Yeah, it definitely feels good as a player for someone to have confidence in you and trust you and your abilities, and yeah.
Just describe the game that you play and on the back end, obviously, with the speed that you have and how you use that to kind of drive play from the back end.
Yeah, definitely the speed and the skating is definitely one of my strengths, and try to use that to my advantage. But yeah, just kind of keep it moving out there, keep the puck moving around, just try to find open space.
You've been listed as a forward and a defenseman. I know you've played both up front and on the back end in your career in the league, and how have you been able to develop that versatility where you can essentially play anywhere on the ice?
Yeah, just kind of keeping it simple on both ends. Just trying to do the little things to keep the details going. And yeah, it's definitely a little tough sometimes to switch back and forth, but I enjoy it.
What's the difference in playing forward versus playing defense?
D, you get a little bit more time with the puck back there. Everything's kind of in front of you, and forward's definitely fun. Try to get the offense going, try to score.
I've talked with some defensemen that have had to skate up front, and they always say, "I'm tired at the end of the night," because is it so much more skating because you've got to go in on the forecheck and make things happen?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more skating than D. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely a little more tiring.
Yeah, so. 3 years in Barrie before playing here professionally. How did your junior career help prepare you for the grind of the professional season? Because you're essentially playing a pro-style season there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty similar to what we do here in this league, and just kind of those 3-3s, those a lot of games in a row. It's just kind of helped me prepare for this weekend, especially we get 3 games. So
who's the best player you played with and the best player you played against in the OHL?
Best player I played with is probably Andrei Svechnikov, and best player I played against probably, I don't know, Morgan Frost, I'd say.
Yeah. So, and the fact that you're playing with and against such high-end talent in that league, how does that help prepare guys for the pro level?
Yeah, it definitely really helps. League's really strong. There's a lot of good players, and just kind of helps you get confidence and move up to the next level.
You came to Indy and you immediately got hurt. You were out a couple of months. What was that rehab process like, and just working your way to get back into the lineup?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. Getting hurt during the year, no one wants to really get hurt, but yeah, it was good. They took care of me, got me healthy, got me going again, so it's been great.
When you're watching the game from the press box, do you pick up some things, or there's some things you learn while you're out and getting ready to get back on the ice?
Yeah, for sure. It's always good to watch. From up there, you can kind of see things that you don't really see from the ice level. But yeah, just kind of little things, just even helping other guys out with their game. It's been good.
I know your grandfather played 1,000 NHL games. I assume that you were his namesake,
yeah.
and just describe what it's like to be part of that family and to have somebody who has played so long at the professional level that you can lean on for advice.
Yeah, it's great. I talk to him quite a bit, and he's always giving me pointers, and the stories he's told me are pretty good. So yeah, it's definitely awesome to have.
Yeah, hockey in the 70s. Yeah, hockey in the 70s is a little different than it is now.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure the stories were great, but
as far as having that family legacy, is that something that you really take a lot of pride in carrying on?
Yeah, it's definitely big shoes to fill, but he just tells me to keep working hard and good things will happen, so just got to keep listening.
You're reunited with Chris Cameron. You guys played together in junior. What's that been like for you to have a familiar face in the dressing room when you came here?
Yeah, it's been great. Like, as soon as I found out I was traded here, that was pretty much the first thing I thought of was I get to be with Cammy now, and he was one of my better buddies in junior, so it's definitely nice to be here with him.
Were you guys D partners in junior at all?
Yeah, we were a couple games, and good memories.
Well, obviously I know what the team goals are, but what are your goals here for these last few games of the regular season going into the postseason?
Just kind of getting our systems just a little bit more dialed in, and we got a good group in there, so we believe that we got a good chance of going pretty far.
What's been your favorite thing about being in Indy so far?
Definitely the fans. They pack the rink. It's always loud, so it makes it easier to play out there.
Well, Victor, thank you so much. Good luck today and the rest of the season.
Thank you.
It's Indy Fuel defenseman Victor Hadfield. We'll be back with more right after this.
If you're looking for an exciting night of hockey, visit the Indiana Farmers Coliseum to help cheer our Indy Fuel to victory. If you're looking to score a great deal on business insurance, look no further than Indiana Farmers Insurance. The Indy Fuel chose Indiana Farmers Insurance because they wanted a local business that understands local business. It's a partnership that's truly worthy of a hat trick. To find an independent Indiana Farmers Insurance agent near you, visit IndianaFarmers.com.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 36th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; Bellevue University, official higher education partner; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2024 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Fansays, official digital couponing platform; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2024 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to FloHockey.tv.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
The Indy Fuel and Kalamazoo Wings tied at 1 through a period here at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Doing a little scoreboard watching. They dropped the puck in the third in Wheeling. Cincinnati and Wheeling are meeting up, in the Cyclones have a 3-2 lead. A few guys celebrating birthdays today. Ryan Akia, Sebastian Pierski, who both played for the Ice in the Central Hockey League, both born today, and a couple of former Fuel players. Keone Teixeira, our former captain, he turns 27 today. Happy birthday to Keone. Also, Michael McNicholas, who played a couple of different stints for the Fuel. He celebrates his 30th birthday today, so happy birthday to those guys. Two teams on the ice for the second period. The penalty boxes are empty. The Fuel will move from left to right as you picture this rink in your mind's eye for the middle frame. And again, it'll be the fourth line's opening things. Cam Hausinger wins the draw back to McDougall, and he'll fire it in. And it ended up going out of play. Like it hit the glass and then went off the surface. So we've got a stoppage 8 seconds in for the second straight period, but this one a little less eventful. The last one was a heavyweight bout right off the faceoff between Chris Cameron and Chaz Redekop. Fuel win the draw. McDougall wires it in. Vorval will stop it behind at the Kalamazoo net. Redekop, short pass ahead to Morgan, and the K-Wings will break it out to center. Pass across, a little too far. Seifert hops onto it, shovels it behind the net, but Maniscalco cuts that off and takes the puck, shovels it over to an open corner. Olmstead comes in for Kalamazoo to try to work it free. Sends it up to the point, Redekop. Back behind the net for Olmstead, but it's taken by McDougal. Olmstead ties him up, one hands the puck further into the corner, and it comes back behind the net. Good work by Kalamazoo on the forecheck. McDougal into the left wing corner, trying to jam it free. Hosinger and Seifert are there in a four-man puck battle. The puck finally comes free from it and comes further up the wall. Hosinger's battling Seifert for the puck. Maniscalco and Martin are trying to dig it out of there. Bradford is an interested observer as Kalamazoo changing out man by man, and Maniscalco comes out with the puck. Martin across the line, shoots, stick save Vorva. And Cam Hosinger keeps it alive, forces Seifert into the corner. Seifert has to curl back, the Fuel making a change as the K-Wings bring it through center. Seifert to Bradford, left circle, shoots, save made, and the blade of Bradford's stick went flying. Here come the Fuel. 2-on-1 across the line. Bulmer hits the trailer. Back to Bulmer. What a save by Vorva. Bulmer came up the right side on the odd man rush. Took the return feed. And Vorva somehow, as he had set himself for the pass, came back across and made a tremendous glove save to rob Bulmer and keep this a 1-1 game. That was the save of the night. Fuel win the attacking zone draw. Cameron shoots a one-timer from the right point. Vorva catches that and holds for another whistle. Still not the best save that's been made on that goal this weekend. Zach Driscoll had a ridiculous one last night in the third period of the Fuel's loss to Toledo. Hillis to take the draw in the right wing circle against Bradford. The Fuel win it. Maksimovic up to the point. Cairns looks for an opening. Doesn't find one, so we'll send it behind the net for Maksimovic into the right wing corner. Back up to the right point. Cameron tees up another one-timer. Stick save Vorva. He directs the rebound out of play. Hey fans, football is coming soon to the Fishers Event Center. The Fishers Freight kickoff in March of 2025, and you'll want to be there for all the action. Season ticket packages start at just $179 and are on sale now. You can combine them with your Indy Fuel season tickets. Visit FishersFreightFootball.com to find out more and reserve your seats today. That's FishersFreightFootball.com to get your season tickets for football. And the Indoor Football League season that will kick off in March of 2025. Kim Hillis tossed out of the circle, so Bulmer will take this attacking zone draw against Eric Bradford. Hillis does not agree. As Will Anderson drops the puck, and it's won cleanly by the K-Wings. Pass ahead to Doherty, picked off by Hadfield. He's forced back into his own zone. Hadfield in front of his own net, curls back, drops it off. Doherty caves in his man, but the Fuel able to clear it all the way down. Jay Kiernan for Kalamazoo will pick it up behind his net. Maksimovic comes in, sets the edges, delivers a check, and jars the puck free. Hillis now trying to force it free to Bulmer behind the Kalamazoo net. Pops out into the left wing circle. Back into the corner for Hillis. Tries to spin past Joyo. Drops it off for Maksimovic, protecting the puck. Outside of the left circle, behind the net for Bulmer, working in the office. Bulmer tried to feed Hillis in the left circle, but the pass was behind him. Kalamazoo may have a 3-on-2 coming the other way, and it's broken up beautifully by Victor Hadfield, and now the Fuel went transition. Centrame headmans to Maksimovic, and the pass a little too far for him. Banked out to center by Kalamazoo. Lemos picks it up at his own line. Drops it off to the D. Josh Maniscalco curls his way past a check and then flips it in on Vorva, who grabs it and drops it off for Redekop. Kalamazoo breaks it out up the far side. Adams, rink wide to Basalt across the Fuel line. Drop pass for Adams. His shot's blocked into the corner. Lemos, soft pass ahead to Maniscalco, leading the rush. He'll softly flip it into the left wing corner in the Kalamazoo end. Nordquist D to Redekop. Headmans to Kiefer, too far for him. And Kiefer, however, able to beat out the icing as he was able to turn on the Jets and win the race to the dots. Kiefer, high slot, feeds it past Adams, who takes it off the end boards. Kiefer behind the Fuel net. Somebody has lost a stick as the puck Comes over to the far boards, and it's taken out of there by Matt Cairns. Zips a pass through Ballant all the way back into the Kalamazoo end. Icing is waved off, so Vorvo will leave it for the D. Fuel will get a 5-man change. 16 minutes to go. Second period, 1-1 our score. Kiefer across the Fuel line, offside. So we played just over 4 minutes of the second period. Aiden McDonald for Kalamazoo. Cam Hillis for the Fuel, the goal scorers. This is the third game of a 4-game homestand for the Fuel that will continue and conclude Wednesday night against Toledo. 7 o'clock face-off for Wednesday night hockey. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com and the Indiana Farmers Coliseum box office. John Martin loses his stick as the Fuel win the draw. Pass from Petrozelli up the right side. Gagne into the Kalamazoo zone. Takes it to the corner. Working on Dashke. Tries to play it up to the point. Can't. John Martin comes in to deliver a check on Dashke as Gagne takes the puck. Feeds Centerame. His shot blocked into the slot. Gagne holds it in. Feeds Petrozelli right down Main Street. His shot blocked up over the net and out of play by Derek Dashke. Good emergency defense by Dashke to break up that play. After Ryan Gagne made a great play at the line to hold it in and give the Fuel a chance. Gagne, Petrozelli, and Martin will remain on the ice for the Fuel. Luke Morgan's line for Kalamazoo. Face off in the attacking zone. And it's won by Kalamazoo. Dashke played last year for the Toledo Walleye. Out to center, Doherty. A puck headmanned to McDonald in the left wing corner in the Fuel end. Hadfield delivers a check, and the puck is taken by Martin. Tries to headman to Petrozelli. It ramps off of his stick and goes behind the Kalamazoo nets. Vorva moves it to Colin Sockman. K-Wings break it out to center. Dashke across the logo, across the Fuel line, right down the middle. Shoots, blocker save made by Mitchell Weeks. Matt Cairns behind his own net for the Fuel. Outlets to Hillis through center, 3-on-2 across the line. Maksimovic feeds it across from Martin, a little too far out in front of him. Martin will rim it around to Maniscalco at the left point. His shot blocked into the corner. Hillis working on Keranen below the goal line. On the left side, Maksimovic digs it free from that puck battle. Bulmer sends it up to the left point. McDougall shoots, blocked in front by Dashke. Outlets to McDonald. He'll stick handle across the Fuel line. Down the middle, McDonald drop pass read by Maniscalco, but he couldn't get it past Morrison and out of the zone. Morrison shot, deflected, save made, rebound in the slot taken by Maksimovic. He'll feed it up the left side to Bulmer into the Kalamazoo zone. Drops it off to Maksimovic. Leaves it for Maniscalco, left circle. Cuts the net, good poke check by Dashke. Maniscalco tried to get it back, and then McDougall ends up reaching across and wanding it away from Morrison, who was thinking breakaway. Had he been able to get that past McDougall. The puck ramped off of their sticks and ended up in the Fuel bench. So the whistle stops play with 14:06 to go in the second period of a 1-1 game. A big game for both teams, given their relative position in the standings. Indy right now in second place with 74 points. Kalamazoo at fourth with 71. And Fort Wayne in fifth place with 69 is idle today. So both of these teams playing off one of their games in hand with Fort Wayne. Seamus Malone intercepts a rush at center ice, but his pass for Spodniak doesn't connect. And the K-Wings settle it down. Redekop in his own zone. Up the left wing. Headmans to Bradford at his own line. Long flip to Pasalt, knocked away from him. Spodniak takes the puck. Feeds it ahead to Hausinger, trying to handle a bouncing puck along the boards in front of the Fuel bench. It's grabbed by Joyo of Kalamazoo. Morrison plays it to the Fuel line. Cairns cuts that off and sends it in deep. John Martin comes over, forces it away into the corner. Redekop, however, is the next layer. He'll rim it around to the near boards. Pasalt further for Morrison. He absorbs a check to move it to Joyo. Across the Fuel line, 2-on-2. Joyo forced to curl back and sent behind the net. Bradford takes a hit, but Pasalt takes the puck back to Bradford. Those two play catch in the corner. Pasalt tries to center, hit a leg, came right back to him. Feeds it back into the left corner for Bradford. Bradford behind the net. Tried to shoot from below the goal line, and Weeks was holding the post. And it hit him, and then Bounce to the side of the cage where Weeks reaches out and covers up. 12:53 to go. Second period, the Fuel and Kalamazoo tied at 1. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
When you get care at Community Health Network, you're part of our community. And in our community, nothing should get between you and your health, not even the cost of care. When the time comes, our advocacy team will help you figure it out, whether you're uninsured or underinsured, so you can focus on what really matters, your health. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Get support at ecommunity.com/simply delivered.
Stand by me.
If you're looking for an exciting night of hockey, visit the Indiana Farmers Coliseum to help cheer our Indy Fuel to victory. If you're looking to score a great deal on business insurance, look no further than Indiana Farmers Insurance. The Indy Fuel chose Indiana Farmers Insurance because they wanted a local business that understands local business. It's a partnership that's truly worthy of a hat trick. To find an independent Indiana Farmers Insurance agent near you, visit indianafarmers.com.
Don't miss a second of the action. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
12:53 to go in the second period. The Indy Fuel and Kalamazoo Wings tied at 1 in this Sunday matinee. And the face-off controlled by Kalamazoo in its attacking zone as we return to action. David Kiefer at the point. Sends it in behind the net. Hops over Quinn Preston's stick. He'll track it down to the right wing corner. Bring it up the right boards. And then reverse it behind the net. Looking for Adams. He's tied up by McDougall. The puck comes free to Maniscalco behind his own net. Dashke tries to ride him off the play and does. Here's a centering feed for Adams, hopped off of his stick. Adams tracks it down along the near boards. Curls back at the left point. Floats one in. Save Weeks. And the rebound jumped right in front of him, but Maniscalco rescues it. Long feed through the neutral zone trying to hit Balan. Intercepted by Kalamazoo out of the air. Kiefer. Quick re-entry for the K-Wings. Malone ties him up. Puck rims around to Sockman at the right point. Shoots. Save Weeks. Rebound right in front to Adams. He'll feed it back up to the right point for Sockman. Sends it in behind the net. McDougall ties up his man. Comes over to the near corner where Malone can't get it through. Kiefer looks to center. Had his stick lifted. Brian Lemos hooks a pass out to center to clear the zone and relieve the pressure. Kalamazoo with a good push here coming out of the timeout. Puck sent in. Weeks will slow it down into the corner for McDougall. Steers it up the wall past Redicop all the way down. Icing will be the call with 11:34 to go in the middle frame. And the K-Wings have basically had the puck stuck in the Fuel zone ever since we came back from the timeout. Shots right now are 15-9 in favor of the Fuel. 3-2 this period. The Fuel had the first three very early in this period, and Kalamazoo with the most recent two. They will send out Luke Morgan's line. Morgan started his career with Kansas City. He was traded to the K-Wings last year. He is from Brighton, Michigan, the same hometown as Andrew Ballant. Fuel win the defensive zone draw. Lobbed into the Kalamazoo end where Redicop picks it up. Feeds it ahead to Seifert. Heads through the neutral zone with speed right down the middle, but it's poked off of his stick. Seifert tracks it down along the right wing boards in the Fuel end. Hillis trying to dig it free. Comes up to the point. Held in by Nordquist. Behind the net it comes. Olmstead absorbs a couple of checks. The puck careens over to the corner where it's picked up by Olmstead. Behind the Fuel net. Feeds into the right wing circle. Shot from Nordquist. Blocked. Set right back in front by Olmstead, but couldn't find a friendly stick. Here comes Hillis the other way for the Fuel. Feeds it into the right wing corner in the Kalamazoo end. Tries to deliver a check on Redicop, who was able to absorb that and move the puck out to center. Nordquist up the right side. Seifert. Cairns shoulders him off of the play, and the Fuel move the puck to Chris Cameron. Headmans to center. Hillis lateral pass. Maksimovic fires one in on goal from neutral ice. Vorva gloves it down and drops it for the D. Joyo feeds it up the left side to Bradford. Across the Fuel line. Bradford will rim it in through both corners, but the K-Wings. Everybody stopped there for a second. I thought they were offside, but play continues. Petruzzelli will send one in. Martin delivers a check in the left wing corner. Joyo and Petruzzelli now tying each other up. We hit the halfway point of the game, tied at 1. Gagne along the goal line. Curls back, still on the puck. Feeds it up to the point. Sitarame shoots. Save Vorva with Petruzzelli setting a screen in front. The rebound hopped up in the air, and Vorva grabbed it to get a whistle. 9:53 to go, second period. 1-1 our score. Not surprisingly, with this being the third game in 3 days for both teams, a lot of stoppages. The goaltenders taking no chances. Gagne to take the draw on the left wing circle. Has Martin and Petrozelli on either side of him. Eric Bradford taking the face-off for Kalamazoo as they've got their top line out there. Fuel win it. Up at the point, Victor Hadfield shot blocked in front, redirected by Petrozelli just wide from the top of the blue paint. Centorame shoots, stick save made by Vorva on the shot from the center point. Puck's in behind the net. Gagne tied up by Karanen. Gagne tries to work it free, comes up the board. Centorame activates to keep it alive. Gagne and Petrozelli battling in the right wing corner for the puck with Pasalt. Moved ahead to Morrison, grabbed by Gagne. A centering pass hits a leg, and the K-Wings tried to spring Bradford on a breakout pass. Hadfield won the race to the dots, but the linesman waved off icing anyway. Fuel will bring it the other way. Blount chips it into the Kalamazoo zone, where Dashke picks it up. Drops it off for Sockman. Basalt up the left side. Takes a big hit from Spodniak, and that separates him from the puck. Here comes Blount, 2-on-2 across the Kalamazoo line. Waits for reinforcements. Tried to hit Spodniak, the trailer. It hit a leg. Spodniak reaches for it in the slot, trying to send it goalward, and it ramped up off of a stick and out of play. 8:51 to go. Fuel with an attacking zone draw on a 1-1 game. All of the scoring taking place in the first period. Aiden McDonald for Kalamazoo at 14:52, his 10th. And Cam Hillis, his 18th for the Fuel at 19:18 of the opening frame. Hillis extending his scoring streak to 6 games with that goal. It's actually his first goal since February 17th because he spent several weeks in the American Hockey League, missed 11 out of 12 games in one stretch, as he was either with the Hartford Wolfpack or he was on the shelf for a couple of games due to injury. Cam Hosinger wins the draw too well, way back into his own zone. Maniscalco picking up in front of his own net. Kalamazoo's forecheck pours in. Maniscalco works it out to center, ahead to Hosinger. Across the line, Maniscalco joining the rush. Hosinger shot blocked by Dashke. Out of play. And now we have some discussion after the whistle between Maniscalco and Colin Sockman. Sockman delivers a shove through the linesman. Maniscalco shoves back. And now Brett Bulmer has got a word or two for Colin Sockman. Sockman, one of 13 players in the 25-man K-Wing roster who is either from Michigan or played college hockey in Michigan. He was a graduate of Lake Superior State. It is a very, and has been for a while, a very Michigan-heavy roster, as Kalamazoo tends to sign a lot of local products or players from the nearby colleges. Fuel win the draw. Bulmer whistles one right through the crease from along the goal line. Puck comes out to center. Maksimovic able to work it free from Kiefer. Feeds Hillis. His pass for Bulmer intercepted by Quinn Preston of Kalamazoo. We saw Preston a month ago with the Wichita Thunder. He was then traded to Kalamazoo not long after that 2-game series for Brandon Sagan. Puck held in by Dashke at the left point for the K-Wings. His shot blocked out to the neutral zone by Brett Bulmer. Dashke picks it up at his own line with 8 minutes to go in the second. Headmans to Adams. He'll curl through center, try to feed it ahead to Kiefer. Hits a leg, picked off by Maniscalco. Hillis tries to send it forward. That's broken up by Adams. The Fuel just chop it into the Kalamazoo zone, where Chaz Redekop will bring it up, and the Fuel get a 5-man change as Redekop feeds it ahead to McDonald. He'll tip it into the Fuel zone. Cairns cuts it off. He'll rim it around, where coming over to hold it in is Bradford. He shoots from along the board. Stick save made by Weeks. Cairns up the left side. Feeds it across for Lemos with some speed across the Kalamazoo line. Right circle. Feeds one, actually shoots from along the goal line, and Vorva made a pretty easy save on that wrist shot and then covered to get a whistle. 7:20 to go. A very choppy game today in terms of just number of whistles. Shots are 19-10 in favor of the Fuel. 7-3 this period. Lemos, Malone, Ballant, the trio on the ice for the Fuel with Hadfield and Centorame on the blue line for this attacking zone draw. Evan Doherty is going to take the face-off for Kalamazoo instead of Morgan, who's normally the center on this line. Face-off won cleanly. Centorame right point to Malone. Tried to feed it in front to Ballant on a face-off play, but it was read well by the K-Wings. And Nordquist ended up getting a stick in the way of that pass and deflected it out of play. So the Fuel will have another attacking zone draw with 7:14 to go in the middle frame. Indy will stick with the same trio of Lemos, Ballant, and Malone. Doherty, Morgan, and McDonald for Kalamazoo with Nordquist and Nordquist and Redekop on the D. Now the linesman Christopher Williams having words with the two centers. And then drops the puck. This time Kalamazoo wins the draw cleanly. Redekop sends it up the boards, held in by Centorame at the right point. Steers it further down the wall through both corners to Seamus Malone in the left wing corner. Trying to win a puck battle from Nordquist. It squirts to an open corner where Ballant heads in, gets it to Lemos, looks to center, but nobody goes home. Malone tracks it down along the left wing boards. Drops it off for Hadfield. From his posterior, moves the puck behind the net. Crowd wants a penalty that will not be coming. Doherty plays it out to center. Centorame stops it. Tries to feed it back into the Kalamazoo end, but Morgan comes back to pick it up. Redekop in his own zone with 6.5 to go in the second. Headmans it. Doherty tips it into the Fuel end. Hadfield picks it up. McDonald in on the forecheck. Forces it free. Morgan plays it up to the point for a shot from Keranen that is stopped by Mitchell Weeks. Fuel gain possession. Martin out to center. 3-on-2 across the line. Feeds the left side for a shot from Gagne from the outside of the left wing circle. Vorva makes the stop, and he'll gobble it up to get a whistle with 6:11 to go in the middle frame. Well, after today, just 3 more regular season games at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. This Wednesday against Toledo. Then the Fuel will hit the road for 2 this weekend in Fort Wayne and Toledo. And then Wednesday, April 3rd, another Wednesday night game against the Wheeling Nailers. And then our fan appreciation night will be April 13th against the Kalamazoo Wings. That'll be a 7 o'clock face-off. All 3 will be 7 o'clock face-offs. So get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. John Martin shoots off the draw, blocked into the corner. Gagne brings it up to the left point, shoots, deflected out of play. A lot of stoppages here in the second period. We have not had any scoring in the middle frame. Hunter Vorva has made 20 saves in the Kalamazoo net. Mitchell Weeks has made 9 in the Indy goal. Keeping an eye on what's going on in Wheeling. Cincinnati still holds a 3-2 lead with 2:44 to go. K-Wings win the draw. Keranen is able to send it out to center. Cameron grabs it and sends it in, but the Fuel have to tag up, and they do, as the K-Wings grab the puck. Joyo outlets to Pasalt. Brings it up the right side, and he'll wire it in through both corners. Bradford moves it to Morrison. Looks to center, but that's broken up by Matt Cairns. Chris Cameron banks it out to neutral ice, where Joyo will settle it down for Kalamazoo. Headmans to Pasalt. Up the left side, Eric Bradford hops off of his stick. Matt Cairns goes D to Cameron. Feeds it into the far circle, and the Fuel again work it out to neutral ice. Kalamazoo with its top line on the ice right now. The Fuel set up in the 1-2-2 as Kalamazoo looks to work it through the neutral zone. Morrison will tip it in deep. Cairns takes it off the end boards, and then Morrison intercepts. Centering pass, hits a leg, and careens out to neutral ice. K-Wings will get a change as Dashke chips one off the glass and into the 5th row. 5 minutes to go in the second period. The Fuel and Kalamazoo tied at 1. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Celebrate your special occasions with jewelry from Master Jewelers. Family owned and operated since 1988, we provide jewelry built to last for generations. From new purchases to repairs, redesigns, remounts, and custom designs, Master Jewelers does it all. If you can imagine it, we can create it. Complete custom in-house design is available. Master Jewelers is located at 8150 Bass Street in Castleton. Call us at 317-845-0054 or visit masterjewelersindiana.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Wheeler, Business Manager of IBEW Local 41. I am proud to represent more than 3,000 union electrical workers in central Indiana. From Bankers Life Fieldhouse to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to the annual Circle of Lights, we are proud to power your community. IBEW Local 481 is proud of our union membership and our community leadership.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
The Indy Fuel and Kalamazoo Wings tied at 1 with 5 minutes to go in the second period. Kalamazoo has been very good on Sundays this season, 9-2 in Sunday games. They have 9 consecutive Sunday victories and have a 48-28 scoring advantage in those games. And the Fuel in the third game of 3-3 this year, they're 4-6. The most recent one was this past Sunday, a 4-0 loss in Cincinnati. K-Wings control off of an attacking zone draw, but Sockman's shot is blocked. However, the outlet pass from McDougall doesn't connect, but Maksimovic beats out the icing. Dashke in his own zone, feeds it to Adams, picked off by Hillis at the left point. Sent goalward by McDougall, knocked down by a K-Wing, loose in the slot, and McDougall works it free. Fans on a wrist shot from the top of the right wing circle. Now here comes Colin Adams. He's got a breakaway. Adams shoots, scores. Beats Weeks, glove side, and the Fuel are trailing again. It's 2-1. Well, Kalamazoo, opportunistic. They took advantage of a questionable call in the first period. And now Colin Adams gets loose on a breakaway after the Fuel had constant pressure. And he beats Weeks on the glove side. Left shot. Didn't really deke, just went straight for the shot. And Colin Adams scores his 18th of the year to give Kalamazoo a 2-1 lead. And trailing Kalamazoo going into the third is not a position where you want to be. We've got a penalty coming on, well, I believe we have a penalty coming on the Fuel. We do. The whistle hadn't blown when the Fuel touched the puck, but then it did. Victor Hadfield is going to sit for tripping. So right after Kalamazoo takes the lead, within seconds, 8 seconds as a matter of fact, the Fuel take their second penalty of the game. Kalamazoo is technically 0 for 1 in the power play, although their first goal came 1 second after the expiry of a penalty. So the K-Wings, despite being outshot 21-11, are leading 2-1, and now are on the power play. Kiefer and Dashke with the assist on Adams' breakaway goal at 15:42, giving the K-Wings a 2-1 lead. K-Wings bring it into the zone after the Fuel cleared. Fed up to the point where Joyo looks to center. Morrison feeds Bradford in the slot over to the right circle. Passault up to Joyo. He shoots wide. That was a dart. Here comes Limo, shorthanded the other way. Feeds it to Cairns, leading the rush, shorthanded across the line, and couldn't quite handle the puck coming through 3 K-Wings in the slot. Bradford ties him up. Puck comes to an open corner. 1:12 to go in the Kalamazoo power play. 3:20 in the second period. 2-1 K-Wings. Joyo in his own zone, drops it off. Passault, now Eden McDonald. Feeds it into the Fuel end. Centerame banks it, but right off of McDonald, who holds it in along the right wing boards. Passault chips it to an open corner. Malone takes it on the backhand, chips it up the boards, but not out. Held in by Joyo. Over to Passault, right circle, shoots over the net, and out of play. 2:51 to go, second period. Fuel down 2-1 with 42 seconds to go in Kalamazoo's second power play of the game. And again, the Fuel's penalty imbalance continues. They have struggled to get power plays, and they have been shorthanded more times than any team in the league. And now in 10 2/3 games are minus 14 in power play opportunities and minus 5 in power play goals in that stretch. Sockman over to the right side, sent across to Adams behind him, or he would have had an open net. He takes it at the left wing dot. Up to Dashke, shot blocked. Over to the far side, Kiefer dives in to keep it alive. Into the right wing corner. 20 seconds to go in the Kalamazoo power play, 2.5 in the second period. It's a 5-6-man puck battle in the corner. Now Cam Hillis comes out. Shot from the doorstep, save. Rebound loose in the slot, found by Hillis and cleared. Hillis was protecting the front of the net. He went to join that puck battle, and that allowed the K-Wings to take it right to the net, but Weeks made the save. Hadfield's out of the box, and the Fuel have successfully killed the penalty. Petrozelli behind his own net for Indy. Rims it around. Redekop holds it in at the left point. Brings it down the wall. Shoots. Save Weeks. Rebound loose in front. Weeks covers. He gets a whistle with 1:53 to go. Kalamazoo with a bit of a push since the goal, and then a power play followed. The Fuel were basically controlling the period until that goal, and now have been back on their heels. Just feels like last night where the Fuel again controlled things, gave up a goal, and then spent the next few minutes back on their heels and ended up dropping that game 5-2. This one, a much more important game in the grand scheme of the standings, as Indy is just 3 points ahead of Kalamazoo. And as we mentioned, the K-Wings have a really light schedule the rest of the way. The only game left for the K-Wings against a team in the playoff structure is the final season game against the Fuel. Here come the Fuel across the line. Gagne fans on a shot. And Olmstead picks up the puck. He'll flip it in wide of the Fuel net. Cairns grabs it off the end boards. Moves it up the near side to Cameron after absorbing a check. Gagne feeds it ahead to Martin. Hops off of his stick, tries to follow it into the slot, but Nordquist cuts him off, and the K-Wings exit the zone. Seifert turns on the Jets, tries to cut to the middle. He's canceled out by Centorame. Puck in the left wing corner, and the Fuel in, taken by Lemos behind his own net. And Olmstead moving out of the forecheck, nearly forced a turnover, but the Fuel maintained possession. They zip it back to the Kalamazoo line where Sockman picks it up. D to Joye. Ahead to Bradford. He was able to win a loose puck at center, and Passault steers it in behind the Fuel net. Sent up the left wing boards where Joyo has it for Kalamazoo. Behind the net, Morrison tried to feed it over to the right side for Bradford. Hits a leg, and Malone will scoop it out to center. Back into the Kalamazoo end. Doesn't have enough steam for icing. 38 seconds to go in the period. Joyo with it. Headmans it to Passault. Backhands it to Morrison across the Fuel line. Bradford shot blocked wide by Ballant. Cam Hillis in his own zone. Headmans to Maniscalco across the Kalamazoo line. Feeds to Hillis in front. He's tripped up. Will this be a penalty shot? Penalty is coming. Hillis ended up being checked into the goaltender, and it looks like it's going to be a minor. Or is it the referee? He's pointing at people. Interference is the call. As Hillis was basically tackled from behind. I think Hillis is asking if that was a penalty shot, but they are escorting Joyo to the box. So the Fuel will get a power play. And it looks like they're going to review something here. Are they reviewing to see if the puck went in the net? Well, either we'll have a tie game or the Fuel will have a power play. The call on the ice was no goal, I think. The referee never signaled. So our referee, Sam Heidemann, looking at the tablet with the linesman Christopher Williams, and those watching on FloHockey have an overhead view. And Vorva went into the net. The puck definitely went in. Now, here's the key. Hillis was checked into Vorva. So it's hard to see from that angle, just from my view, just because my monitor is the video board at center ice. They have to see the puck go in, and they also have to see if the impetus was from Hillis pushing the goaltender into the net. Hillis was tripped up. Vorva ended up in the goal. Obviously, just looking at that, the puck has to have ended up in the goal with him. But was he pushed into the net? They are taking a long look at this. The longer this gets, the better it is for the Fuel, because Sam Heidemann sees something. They'll show the replay on the overhead monitor again. Vorva is in the net, and clearly the puck has to be too. I think the question is, was Vorva pushed into the net? And the key is that if he was pushed into the net, it was because Cam Hillis made contact with him, but Hillis was checked into Vorva. That's why Joyo is sitting in the penalty box. And did the puck go in before Vorva, or before Hillis made contact with Vorva? It's been a very long replay. And it's difficult to tell all of that. Clearly the puck crossed the line, but how did it cross the line is most important here. 15.4 seconds to go in the second period, and the linesman has left, and he's going over to talk to Duncan Dalmeo. And Duncan nods his head. And now he's talking to Joel Martin, the Kalamazoo coach. And now skates over to talk to Sam Heidemann again. And he says no goal. So the Fuel will get a power play as a consolation prize. And I think the reason why is Hillis pushed Vorva into the net. So Joyo is in the box for interference. This will be the Fuel's first power play of the night. 15.4 seconds remain in the period. Fuel down 2-1. And Kalamazoo wins the faceoff. Redekop across. Adams, who right now has the go-ahead goal, will clear all the way down, and that give the Fuel time for one last rush. Lemos takes a slap shot, gloved by Vorva, and that's how the second period ends. Colin Adams' breakaway goal at 15:42 of the second has given the Kalamazoo Wings a 2-1 lead over the Indy Fuel through two periods, despite the Fuel outshooting the K-Wings 22-13. Indy will have a minute 45 of carryover power play time heading into the third period. And we'll have that fresh ice, which will be key as the Fuel head to the third, trailing Kalamazoo 2-1. We'll take a break, come back with our second intermission show right after this. You're listening to Indy Fuel Hockey.
If you're looking for an exciting night of hockey, visit the Indiana Farmers Coliseum to help cheer our Indy Fuel to victory. If you're looking to score a great deal on business insurance, look no further than Indiana Farmers Insurance. The Indy Fuel chose Indiana Farmers Insurance because they wanted a local business that understands local business. It's a partnership that's truly worthy of a hat trick. To find an independent Indiana Farmers Insurance agent near you, visit indianafarmers.com.
Body and Soul Massage Therapy is committed to providing the Indianapolis area with premier personalized massage therapy services in a professional, friendly environment. Maximize your game potential with a regular and consistent sports massage routine. A post-event massage helps you recover faster and reduce your injury risk. Body and Soul is the official massage therapist of the Indy Fuel. Contact Body and Soul Massage Therapy at bsmtindy.com or call us at 317-992-2976.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Second intermission here at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. The Fuel trailing Kalamazoo 2-1. As we head to the final period, Colin Adams' breakaway goal, the only scoring of the second period, coming at 15:42, and it came right after the Fuel had a pretty good shift, but Adams was able to sneak behind the D and score to give the K-Wings the lead back. Indy has not led in this game, as Indy will look to even it back up after a potential goal was waved off with 15 seconds to go in the period, as Cam Hillis was ruled to have pushed Kalamazoo goaltender Hunter Vorve into the net and thus prevented him from being able to make the save. So Kalamazoo maintains that 2-1 lead. A big power play coming for Indy to start the third, especially because the Fuel have not gotten a lot of power plays lately. Over the last 5 games, and even going back the last 10 games, they're averaging just 3 power play attempts per contest. And so you want to cash in when you get them, because they have been somewhat rare. And even last night, they were 1 for 5, but several of those 5 were cut short due to Fuel penalties that canceled out the remainder of the power play. So they'll have a minute 45 with fresh ice of power play time to work with to start the third period. So 2-1, the Fuel trail. Scoring summary: Aiden McDonald for Kalamazoo scored his 10th at 14:52 of the first from Josh Pasalt and Michael Joyo. It was a deflection in front of the crease by McDonald that came 1 second after a power play expired. Cam Hillis tied the game for the Fuel at 19:18 of the first, his 18th from Kyle Maximovich and Matt Cairns. And so we headed to the first intermission tied at 1. Kalamazoo's Colin Adams, the only scoring of the second period, his 18th on a breakaway from David Kiefer, who has been a Fuel killer this year. He's got 11 points now against the Fuel, and Derek Dashke at 15:42. Shots 22-13 in the Fuel's favor, 10-6 this period. Kalamazoo is 0 for 2 in the power play, although with an asterisk. And the Fuel are 0 for 1, but that 1 has only seen 15 seconds expire on it. So they'll have that minute 45 of carryover power play time to begin the third. Kalamazoo trying to win the season series. They have won 7 of the 12 games that have been played so far. And there are 2 remaining, counting this game. The one remaining game after this will be the final game of the regular season for both teams here on April 13th. When leading after 2 this year, we talked about the K-Wings being very much a front-running team. They have one of the best records in the league when leading after 2. They're 28-2. Indy is 1-20-4 when trailing after 2. And both of these teams, as we mentioned, they're front-running teams. The Fuel have just 2 losses when leading after 2 in 32 games, but have just 1 win in 26 games when trailing after 2. Kalamazoo has just 2 losses in 30 games when leading after 2, just one win in 21 games when trailing after 2. So they're teams that play with a lot of structure in the defensive zone, and because of that, they're teams that are very difficult to come back against, especially because they both have very good goaltending, and both teams essentially playing their top goaltenders today, in Vorva and Weeks. So the deficit just a goal, though, for the Fuel, and again, the discussion, win a period, win a hockey game, and Indy will look to do that here in the third. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, Norfolk defeated Adirondack 6-2. Old friend Denny Smirnoff with a pair of goals for the Admirals. Maine knocked off Newfoundland 5-3 this afternoon. Worcester defeated Reading 6-3. Iowa beat Wichita 2-1. Old friend Liam Coughlin had a goal for the Heartlanders. South Carolina beat Trois-Rivières 3-2, rallying with a pair of goals in the third period. It's gone final in Wheeling. Cincinnati defeated the Nailers 3-2 despite playing with just 15 skaters tonight and being outshot 33-20. So Cincy hands Wheeling a loss. So the Fuel, regardless of what happens today, will be in second place when they wake up tomorrow because Wheeling will not be able to catch them. Kalamazoo can catch Wheeling with a win today and move to within 1 point of the Fuel. If Indy can come back and win this in the third period in regulation, they would end up with a 3-point lead over over Wheeling and a 5-point lead over Kalamazoo, and probably more importantly open up a 7-point spread between them and Fort Wayne. Again, with 3 head-to-head matchups remaining between the Fuel and Comets, they will play each of the final 3 weekends of the season, all in Fort Wayne. Rapid City leads Utah 1-0 through a period in the other game that is currently underway in the league. In the National Hockey League, the Caps beat the Jets 3-0. Old friend John Carlson had a goal for the Caps, and Alex Ovechkin scored twice. Jonathan Drouin's overtime goal led the Avalanche to a rally from a 4-0 deficit to beat the Penguins 5-4 in overtime. Devils lead the Islanders 3-0 through 2 periods. A bunch of games currently at or nearing the end of the first. Hurricanes lead the Leafs 2-0 in the final minute of the first. Oilers and the Senators are tied at 1 after 1. The Panthers lead the Flyers 1-0 after 1. Sam Reinhart is 49th for Florida. Stars and Coyotes will face off at 8 o'clock tonight. Lightning and Ducks at 8:30. Sabres and Flames, and Canadiens and Kraken at 9 o'clock. Here, the Indy Fuel are trailing the Kalamazoo Wings 2-1 after 2 periods. We're going to take a break, come back with a couple of great moments in Indy Fuel history. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
When you get care at Community Health Network, you're part of our community. And in our community, nothing should get between you and your health, not even the cost of care. When the time comes, our advocacy team will help you figure it out, whether you're uninsured or underinsured, so you can focus on what really matters, your health. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Get support at ecommunity.com/simply delivered.
Stand by me.
This is Andrew Smith with another great moment in Indy Fuel history. When the Indy Fuel and Kalamazoo Wings met in the 2018-19 season, their games were often high-scoring affairs filled with big comebacks. The game on November 24th, 2018 was no exception. The visiting K-Wings took a 2-1 lead into the second intermission at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum, but it wouldn't last. Josh Shallis scored in the opening seconds of the third period to begin an Indy Fuel onslaught. As the Fuel bring it out, Wilichka through center. Rink wide pass for Shallis. He'll control and gain the line up the right wing boards. To the top of the circle, Shallis shoots and scores! Josh Shallis ties this up at 2-2, 31 seconds into the third period with a 4-on-4 goal. Shallis just waited and waited, surveyed the scene, found a hole, and blasted it past Hildebrand from the top of the right circle with a little fake slap shot and then a wrister. Ryan Rupert then gave the Fuel a lead with a shorthanded goal at 1:18 of the second period, and the wave continued after that.
And Kalamazoo now on the power play as Betker is out of the box. 50 seconds to go on that power play. Fuel clear it out to center. Matt Rupert gains the line. He's got somebody steaming up the right wing. Ryan Rupert, backhand score! The Rupert twins combine on a shorthanded goal. And the Fuel, in less than a minute, have turned a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 lead. Matt Rupert gained the line. Ryan Rupert was steaming up the right side, unaccounted for. Matt put it on his brother's tape. Ryan deked to the backhand and put it into the open side past Hildebrand's glove side. DeFore's out of the box. Long stretch pass for him, but he can't corral it. He gets it behind the net. DeFore into the right wing circle. Out high, LaBelle shoots. Save made by Hildebrand. Rebound loose. Score! The Fuel have taken a 4-2 lead. Stretch pass to Kevin DeFore out of the box. He couldn't corral it, but he stayed with the play. And the puck came free to Matthew Thompson in the slot on a great feed. And Thompson roofed it right under the bar. The Fuel lead at 4-2. Fuel win the draw in their own zone. Brooks will sky it to the line. DeFore running onto it, chips and knocks it into the net. It is a goal. Waited for the signal from the official to see if it was played with a high stick or not. But DeFore with a heads-up play, a long chip into the zone. It was a foot race. DeFore tipped it past Hildebrand and then knocked it into the net. Below the crossbar was the stick. He waited for it to get down there, tipped it into the goal, and it's now 5-2. 3-on-2 across the line. Wilich up the left wing side to the circle. Hits the trailer. Shallow shoots and scores! It's a high five in the third period for the Fuel. They lead it 6-2. Josh Shalla got the party started. 31 seconds in. And he scores here, driving the right lane, taking a perfect feed from Wolichka and beating Hildebrand on the stick side.
All told, the Fuel scored 5 goals on 6 shots in a span of 4 minutes and 45 seconds, setting a new franchise record for the fastest 5 goals in a game. The Fuel also tied a team record with 5 goals in a period. Indy would make it stand up, going on to win 6-3. Josh Shalla finished the night with 2 goals. Kevin Dufour, Olivier LaBelle, and Matthew Thompson each tallied a goal and an assist. Thanks for enjoying another great moment in Indy Fuel history. Celebrate your special occasions with jewelry from Master Jewelers. Family owned and operated since 1988, we provide jewelry built to last for generations. From new purchases to repairs, redesigns, remounts, and custom designs, Master Jewelers does it all. If you can imagine it, we can create it. Complete custom in-house design is available. Master Jewelers is located at 8150 Bash Street in Castleton. Call us at 317-845-0054 or visit masterjewellersindiana.com. This is Andrew Smith with another great moment in Indy Fuel history. The playoffs started early in the ECHL in 2018 as Game 72 was essentially a Game 7. On April 8th, the final day of the regular season, the last playoff spot in the league hung in the balance as the Indy Fuel hosted the Kalamazoo Wings. For the Fuel, it was an opportunity to clinch the first Kelly Cup playoff spot in team history. The game had a feel of a postseason contest from the opening faceoff. It was a tightly played, close-checking contest. But Alex Weidman broke the ice 6 minutes and 26 seconds into the first period, giving the Fuel an early lead. Terry Ficcarelli has the call.
Line behind us, reach pit Weidman, stole the left corner for Wilson, centering for Shaba, for Weidman, right in front of the shot, he scored! Alex Weidman, away we go! 1-0 goal!
Just 43 seconds later, Logan Nelson extended the Fuel advantage.
Behind the goal for Neal, saw the goal for Nelson, who tried to crash the crease, he shoots, he scores! Logan Nelson! Yabba-dabba-doo! 2-0 goal! Bowl.
Both goaltenders, Fuel rookie Etienne Marcoux and Kalamazoo veteran Joel Martin, who is playing his final professional game, came up big, but Marcoux came up just a little bit bigger.
Moynihan on left wing at center, wheels on the Fuel lines from the left circle. The shot, Mark with a save on the right point, though by Pitt. Left circle, Moynihan, the shot, he raked it over top of the net. Loose to the top of the slot, Bush, he shot. Oh, what a save by Marcoux. The top of the slot, he'll dish down low, right side of the goal, stepping to the doorstep is Pitt. The shot, oh, right hand. Mark with a save.
Kalamazoo closed to within a goal in the third period, but the Fuel defense held firm and closed out the final seconds of the first playoff spot in team history.
3, 2, 1, and for the first time in Fuel franchise history, the Indy Fuel will go to the Kelly Cup playoffs.
Thanks for joining us for another great moment in Indy Fuel history.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 36th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; Bellevue University, official higher education partner; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2024 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Fansays, official digital couponing platform; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2024 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to FloHockey.tv.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Getting set for the third period here at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Andrew Smith along with you. The Indy Fuel trailing the Kalamazoo Wings 2-1 going into the final 20 minutes. This is a very important period for both of these teams just because of how it sets things up in the standings. As the number of games are dwindling, Indy has just 8 games remaining, Kalamazoo with just 7, and obviously both teams trying to solidify a playoff spot. Indy will begin the third period on a power play as Michael Joyo is in the box for interference. And actually the referee signaled interference, but he called a hold, so we'll call it a hold. So the Fuel moving from right to left as you picture this rink in your mind's eye. Ryan Gagne wins the draw. Indy begins with the 5-forward power play unit of Gagne, Lemos, Malone, Bulmer, and Hillis. And a back pass nearly picked off by Preston, and now Adams does pick one off. His shot blocked into the corner by Gagne, who broke his stick. So a bit of a rough start to the power play in the period for the Fuel. They still have 1:15 to go on the man advantage. Hillis, poke checked at the line by Adams, who clears the puck. Indy on the power play this year, 13th in the league at 20%. Kalamazoo, 4th best in the league on the kill at 82, but they have struggled here of late. Hillis with it, top of the left wing circle, brings it down along the half wall. Up to Lemos, right side Bulmer, works it into the corner, takes it back. Bulmer brings it down the right wing boards, into the circle, feeds it across the seam for Hillis in the left circle. Tried to send a backdoor for Bulmer, broken up by Kalamazoo, spiked up to the line, but not out. Lemos holds it in, moves it over to Hillis along the right wing boards. 35 seconds to go in the power play. Gagne, low for Bulmer. Turns, tried to go top corner and missed high with a shot. Hillis' pass broken up by Doherty, comes up to the right point for Lemos. 22 seconds to go on the power play. Feeds it across to Gagne, top of the left circle. Back up top, Lemos. Across Hillis to Bulmer. One-timer score! Brett Bulmer with a power play goal! And the Fuel have tied the game at 2. Well, the Fuel thought they had a goal at the end of the period. The consolation prize was the power play, and the Fuel cash in on it. Brett Bulmer hammering home a one-timer from the top of the left wing circle. Good puck movement. Bulmer, a right shot, stepped into one and fired it home. Bulmer scores his 12th of the year, and he now has 7 points in his last 6 games and points in 3 consecutive, and the Fuel have tied it at 2. And as we return to action, Matusz Spodniak shoots on goal. It's turned aside by Vorva. For Bulmer, that's his 5th power play goal of the year as well. Hillis and Lemos with the assists, as Hillis now has a 2-point game working. 1:32 the time of the goal, and the Fuel have tied the game at 2. Kalamazoo has taken 2 leads. Indy has answered both. Here come the K-Wings across the line. Redekop puts on the brakes in the left wing corner in the Fuel zone, working on Centerame. Sends it behind the net, picked off by McDougall. He'll feed it out to neutralize Bulmer. 3-on-2 for the Fuel across the line. Bulmer to the high slot on the backhand, forced wide. Everybody gets back. Bulmer drops it off for Maniscalco. Brings it down the left wing. Shoots. Save. Juicy rebound into the slot, but nobody in a red sweater could find it. Joyo will skate it out to center. Absorb a big hit from Cameron. Separates the puck, and Bulmer takes it. Feeds it across Maksimovic. Stick handles through the neutral zone. Backhands it into the Kalamazoo zone. Goes for a change. 17-10 to go in the third. Tied at 2. Keranen steers it ahead to Kiefer. Looks to head man to Adams. Centerame takes the puck, plays it up to the point, but not out. Held in by Kalamazoo. Hadfield takes it off the apron. Loses it to Preston up the right wing boards. Adams in the corner working on Centerame. Is able to take the puck out of that puck battle. And spin off of Centerame's check. Dangle into the circle. Centerame coming back. The puck is forced away, and a penalty is coming. Hooking is the call as Adams just danced his way into the circle, and Santino Centerame is sent to the box. So right after the Fuel had tied the game on the power play, they're going to send Kalamazoo back to the man advantage. So this will be Kalamazoo's 3rd power play of the night. Technically they're 0 for 2, but their first one really was a power play goal, even though it statistically is not. And they'll send out their top unit of Bradford, who is working on 4 consecutive multi-point games. Morrison, McDonald, who has the pseudo power play goal tonight, Pasalt, and Joyo. Fuel win the draw. Cameron clears out to neutral ice where Pasalt gloves it down. Headmans to Bradford. Across the line, his pass broken up by Ballant. Pasalt will hammer it in. It takes a weird carom off of the corner boards, becomes right to Chris Cameron, sends it out to center. Ballant will bring it into the zone. 1-on-3. Ballant curls to the middle, and he's canceled out by Joyo. Tries to keep the puck alive, but Vorva able to keep it out of his net. Basalt, solo rush, takes it behind the net. Jarred free from him. It comes over to Joyo along the right wing boards to the point. Shoots through traffic. Weeks gets it on the logo and gobbles it up, and then Aiden McDonald went down after the play. 1:20 to go in Kalamazoo's power play. 16 minutes remain in the 3rd period of a 2-2 game. K-Wings will swap out the power play units. Indy will do the same with the penalty killers. Kalamazoo on the season, 23rd on the power play, but not counting today. 25% over the last 10, 9 for 36. They're 0 for 2 today, technically. Preston to take the draw against Hillis. Hillis, Malone, Cairns, and Cameron, the penalty killers for the Fuel. And Indy wins the draw. Cairns takes it, and he'll send it all the way down. Vorval will collect it off the end boards and leave it for the fence. Dashke will pick it up. Kiefer, Preston, Adams, and Morgan are out there with him. Preston up the left side, Adams, who drew the penalty that got Kalamazoo onto this power play. Kiefer now has it in the right wing corner, looks to center. Adams takes it, feeds Dashke. One-timer blocked on the way to the goal. Weeks had to come back for it and make the save, and did, and then had some difficulty finding it underneath his pad with K-Wing Sticks reaching for it, but he does cover to get a whistle. 50 seconds remain in the K-Wings power play. It was slowed on the way in, and I think that crossed up Weeks a little bit, but he did make the stop. His 13th of the day. Indy will swap out the forwards as Blount and Lemos are out there with Cairns and Cameron. And Lemos wins the draw. Cameron turns his goal and floats it all the way down. Vorva will stop for the D with 40 seconds to go in the Kalamazoo power play. Dashke brings it up. Drops it off for Preston on the delay. Brings it through the neutral zone. Headmans to Morgan across the fuel line. Feeds it right into the slot, but didn't find its intended target. Cairns will hammer it all the way down. Vorva behind his own net. With Lemos in, hunting the puck. Kalamazoo looks to break it out. Dashke feeds Morgan. Spins past Centorame. Centorame reaches back to deny Morgan a lane to the net. And the play's broken up by McDougall and backhanded out to center. That should do it for the power play as Hadfield is out of the box. The Fuel 3 for 3 on the kill. 14:35 to go in the third. Tied at 2. Indy sets up the 1-2-2 as Kalamazoo. Derek Dashke will start the breakout. Banks it all the way down past everybody and ices the puck. So Indy will get an attacking zone draw with 14:23 to go in the third. 2-2 our score. Brett Bulmer tying the game up early in the third from Hillis and Lemos. And for Hillis, that was his 19th assist and 21st point on the power play. For Lemos, his 17th assist and 18th point of the power play. And it was Bulmer's 5th power play goal. And again, remember, Bulmer's only in his 25th game as he joined the Fuel after starting the year in Europe in early January. Fuel win an attacking zone draw. Bulmer on the backhand goes down to the ice trying to move it goalward and couldn't get it all the way through. Here comes Bradford ahead with Pasalt up the left side. Shoots wide from along the boards. Puck comes up to the point. Nordquist shot deflected wide by Pasalt. Pasalt tracks it down in the left wing corner for Kalamazoo. Feeds it up to the point. Redekop will steer it in behind the net looking for Morrison. Morrison's able to spin past Maniscalco, absorbs a check from Hillis and loses the puck. Maksimovic up the left side for the Fuel. Will softly play it in behind the Kalamazoo net. Hillis tries to deliver a check on Redekop, who's able to fight through it and take the puck. His D-to-D pass doesn't connect. The Fuel forecheckers pour in. Redekop outlets to Bradford. Rink wide to Morrison. He's able to spin past Hadfield, but Hadfield got enough of the puck to play it away from him and allow Centorame to take it. Headman's into the neutral zone to Gagne. Up the right side. Feeds it in front for Martin, but it was a little too far out in front of him and ended up going all the way through to Vorva, who covers to get a whistle. 13:17 to go in the third period of a 2-2 hockey game. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Hi, this is Jeff Wheeler, business manager of IBEW Local 41. I am proud to represent more than 3,000 union electrical workers in central Indiana. From Bankers Life Fieldhouse to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to the annual Circle of Lights, we are proud to power your community. IBEW Local 41 is proud of our union membership and our community leadership.
Celebrate your special occasions with jewelry from Master Jewelers. Family owned and operated since 1988, we provide jewelry built to last for generations. From new purchases to repairs, redesigns, remounts, and custom designs, Master Jewelers does it all. If you can imagine it, we can create it. Complete custom in-house design is available. Master Jewelers is located at 8150 Bass Street in Castleton. Call us at 317-845-0054 or visit masterjewellersindiana.com.
Don't miss a second of the action. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
It's the third game in 48 hours for these two teams. a huge 2 points in the balance. The Indy Fuel and Kalamazoo Wings tied at 2, 13-17 to go in the third. And with it being the third game in 48 hours, you know that the legs are starting to get a little heavy for both teams. But Kalamazoo has spent a lot of time on buses in those last 48 hours. See if Indy can take advantage. Fuel win the attacking zone draw. Centorame right point. Behind the net for Petrozelli. Got it caught up in his skates. And two K-Wings converge on him. The puck goes over to the far boards. Gagne trying to keep it alive with Petrozelli. Does to Martin. He'll curl back at the outside of the right wing circle. Trying to take it to the forehand. Loses it to Joyo. And a diving play by Centorame breaks up Kalamazoo's rush. It would have been a 2-on-1. And Centorame again breaks up the rush as they bring it into the zone. Martin comes over to deliver a check. Takes it, poked away from him. Centorame tries to chop it off the boards and can't. Olmsted keeps it alive for Kalamazoo, but the Fuel able to grab it and play it out to center. They'll get a quick change as the K-Wings play it in deep. Cairns brings it up the middle in his own zone. His pass for Lemos doesn't connect, but Dashke will pick it up for Kalamazoo. The Fuel will finish their change. As Seifert tried a lateral one-hand pass through the neutral zone, broken up by Indy, but the K-Wings on second effort play it in. Cairns turns his goal with Preston following him. Cairns up the far side. Has it poked off of his stick, but it comes to McDougall. High flip out to the neutral zone. Preston picks it up. Leaves it for the D. Sockman headmans into the neutral zone. Deflected. Cairns comes over to cut it off and play it away from Preston and send it into the Kalamazoo end. Balot in the corner. Has it taken away by Kiefer, who just chops it to an open wing, where Dashke will flip it out to the neutral zone. Glove down by the Fuel. Kalamazoo gets the next touch. No, the Fuel got the next touch, so a hand pass is called. 11:42 to go. Third period, tied at 2. I have a feeling both teams are going to be pretty cautious, knowing what is at stake. Again, Indy in second place with 74 points. Wheeling has lost. They're in third with 73. Kalamazoo in fourth with 71. And Fort Wayne in fifth and currently out of the playoff structure with 69. Fuel win the defensive zone draw. Cameron in his own zone. Plays it out to the neutral zone. Picked off, but then Maksimovic intercepts it back. Cairns back to Cameron in his own end. Up the right side, Hillis gets a deflection on it to get it in deep. Nordquist in the near corner has a plate away from Bulmer. Redekop moves it over to the far boards where Hillis takes it. Feeds it up to the point. Cameron shoots through traffic. Loose in front as they hit a bunch of bodies. Maksimovic is taken down going for the loose puck. And we play on. Redekop up the left side. And the puck floated into the Fuel zone. Cairns banks it off the boards to Maksimovic, out to center. Hillis rink wide to Bulmer, who takes it off the right wing boards in the neutral zone into the Kalamazoo end. Indy was changing, so he'll just softly send it in deep and head to the bench as Spodniak and Hosinger come over the boards. They're out there with Petrozelli. Spodniak tries to force it free. Jay Kiernan picks it up for Kalamazoo, and he'll flip it in behind the Fuel net. McDougall stops, and he'll skate it up. Up the right side, hops off of Petrozelli. Stick goes to McDonald, and he'll wire it in deep again. 10.5 to go in the third. Weeks leaves it for McDougall. 2-2 our score. McDougall stick handles past McDonald at his own line. Feeds it to Petrozelli. He'll deflect it in deep. And he swaps out the D as the four checkers head in. K-Wings play it out to center where Maniscalco grabs it. D to Cameron. Up the right side, Hosinger. Laterally for Maniscalco across the line. Shoots wide of the cage. Sockman picks up the rebound off the end boards. Plays it up to the point. Cameron holds it in. Chips it up the right wing boards briefly. Petrozelli couldn't steer it forward. And here come the K-Wings through center. Dashke across the Fuel line. Into the right wing corner for Doherty. Dashke is dumped in the slot. Maniscalco tries to feed it up to Blot, but the K-Wings hold it in at the point. David Kiefer with the keep in. Morgan in the left wing corner. Looks to center. Broken up by Lemos, and Maniscalco will skate out of danger with the puck. He'll absorb a hit from Morgan to play it to the Kalamazoo line where Dashke picks it up. K-Wings have had a lot of possession here in the last few minutes. Seamus Malone in his own zone drops it off for Cameron. Rink wide to Lemos at his own line. He'll backhand it to the Kalamazoo line where Redekop sends it forward, picked off by Malone. Into the Kalamazoo and left circle, dangles to the middle, but it's poked off of his stick by Redekop. Malone again looks to center, but nobody is there except guys wearing white sweaters. Quinn Preston intercepts. He'll feed it up the right wing into the Fuel end. Cairns chips it off the glass and back into the K-Wings end. Icing is waved off as Redekop picks it up in the corner. Absorbs a check from Maksimovic, who comes diving in on the forecheck. Bulmer tries to keep it alive, but Maksimovic does in the left wing corner. Preston trying to force it free from him. Bulmer takes it, couldn't pass it to the point. Maksimovic grabs it into the left wing corner for Hillis. Tried to send it up to the point for Cairns, but it was a pass that was a little too soft, intercepted by Kiefer. 8.5 to go in the third. 2-2 our score. Hadfield leaves it for Cairns in his own end. Cairns starts it up the left side. Into the neutral zone. Bulmer got it poked off of his stick, but gets it back. Over to Cairns. Indirect pass into the Kalamazoo, and icing is going to be called here as Cairns sent that puck forward from his own blue line and missed everybody. 8:14 to go in the third. 2-2 our score. Shots 27-15 in favor of the Fuel. 5-2 this period. The only scoring this period, Brett Bulmer's power play goal 92 seconds in that tied the game at 2. McDonald and Adams, the goal scorers for Kalamazoo. Hillis and Bulmer for Indy. Bradford to take the draw against Hillis. Left wing circle. Kalamazoo's attacking zone after the icing. Won cleanly by the K-Wings. Up to the point it comes. Hadfield ties his man up in the corner. Bradford and Hillis come over to join the puck battle. Cairns takes the puck and plays it out to center. Indy will get a fire wagon change as Kiernan feeds it up the right side for Pasalt, and it missed everybody. Icing is the call against Kalamazoo. And so the Fuel will get an attacking zone draw here with 7:54 to go in the third. Our score is 2-2. Third game of a 4-game homestand. Toledo's here on Wednesday, and then the Fuel will travel to Fort Wayne and Toledo this weekend. After today, just 3 weeks left in the regular season. Fuel win the draw, and Martin shoots just high from the top of the circle. Centrame looks to center, blocked behind the net. Petrozelli looks to stuff it from behind the goal. It's loose in the slot, picked up by the K-Wings. Pass a little too far for Morrison, picked up by McDougall for the Fuel. At his own line, headbands to Martin across the Kalamazoo line. Right wing circle, shoots! Gobbled up by Vorva. He'll hold for a whistle, 7:32 remaining. Now, Hunter Vorva, one of the top goaltenders in the league for a reason. .923 save percentage. He stopped 27 of 29 today and has been very good. Made the save of the day on Brett Bulmer earlier in the second period. Just absolutely robbed him on a 2-on-1. When Bulmer thought he had an open side, Vorva was able to push one way, then push back across and make the glove save on Bulmer. K-Wings control off the defensive zone draw. Sockman out to center, hops over Cameron's stick. He'll track it down below his own goal line, and now the Fuel nearly turned it over to Morgan, but Indy's able to rescue the puck. Spodniak across the Kalamazoo line, up the right side, on the backhand, takes it behind the net, tried to drop it off for Maniscalco. It hopped up in the air and is plucked by Vorva for another whistle with 7:03 to go. And again, it's been a very tentative game in the fact that both goalies have been, especially Vorva, have been willing to take stoppages, let their teams reset. The shot counter in the third period is 7-2 in the Fuel's favor. We're tied at 2. K-Wings win the defensive zone draw. Hammered around by Sockman all the way down. Icing will be the whistle with 6:58 to go. Our score is 2-2. Both of these teams have been really good in close games this season. As Indy wins the attacking zone draw. Shot crossed up Vorva, but it went just wide by Spodniak off the faceoff. Hadfield shoots. Knocked down in front. Turnaround shot by Maksimovic, and Vorva makes the save on the shot from the low slot. And here's Malone with a steal from along the goal line, and he shoots. And the save made by Vorva. And the puck ends up out of play. Well, some good work there by Malone, Spodniak, and Hausinger. The Fuel, a couple of good scoring chances. 6:40 to go. Hillis on to take the draw in between Maksimovic and Bulmer. Won by Kalamazoo. Redicott behind his own net. Plays it up the near boards for Adams. He'll stick handle out to center. Banked into the Fuel zone by Preston. McDougall behind his own net. Rims it around to Bulmer, and he'll flip it out to center. Maksimovic giving chase, but Nordquist settles it down for Kalamazoo. Nordquist through the neutral zone, gains the red line, fires one in over the net. Weeks tried to grab it. McDougall does off the back glass. Maksimovic takes a drop pass from Hillis in the neutral zone, shoots. The wrist shot from the left point, calmly steered aside with a 6 save by Vorva. 6 minutes to go in the third, tied at 2. Bulmer with a poke check on Kiefer, allows Hillis to take the puck into the zone, shoots wide from the top of the right wing circle. Bulmer takes it off the boards, feeds it in front, Petrozelli scores! Anthony Petrozelli with a one-timer from the inside of the right wing circle on a great play by Brett Bulmer, who took it off the left wing boards and sent it across, and the Fuel have the first lead of the day. It's 3-2. Brett Bulmer has made things happen today, and what a feed across to Petrozelli, who had come off the bench, and the K-Wings lost him in coverage. And Anthony Petrozelli hammers home his 11th goal of the season, and the Fuel have a late lead. 5:38 to go. 14:11 was the time of the goal. As we're back to action, Cameron has it at his own line. Bulmer and Hillis with the assist. Hillis now working on a 3-point game as the Fuel ice the puck with 5:24 to go. So Petrozelli, his 11th of the year. His first goal since Tuesday. And Brett Bulmer now working on a 2-point night. Cam Hillis with a goal and 2 assists tonight as he had the second assist. Hilly's now got 61 points in 53 games. In his last 11 ECHL games, 8 goals and 12 assists. K-Wings win the attacking zone draw. Dashke from the point shoots. Weeks with a glove save, reaches out to cover as there was all kinds of traffic in front of his net. 5:14 to go in the third period. The Fuel have rallied to take a 3-2 lead. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Body and Soul Therapy is committed to providing the Indianapolis area with premier personalized massage therapy services in a professional, friendly environment. Adding a regular sports massage schedule to your training routine will help you train harder, perform better, recover faster, and reach your goals more quickly. Body and Soul is the official massage therapist of the Indy Fuel. Contact Body and Soul Massage Therapy at bsmtindy.com or call us at 317-992-2976.
When you get care at Community Health Network, you're part of our community. And in our community, nothing should get between you and your health, not even the cost of care. When the time comes, our advocacy team will help you figure it out, whether you're uninsured or underinsured, so you can focus on what really matters, your health. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Get support at ecommunity.com/simply delivered.
Stand by me.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
The Indy Fuel leading the Kalamazoo Wings 3-2. 5:14 to go in the third period. The Fuel out shooting the K-Wings 32-16. 10-3 this period. Brent Bulmer and Anthony Petrozelli have scored here in the third to give the Fuel the lead. Indy looking for its second win when trailing going into the third period this season. K-Wings win the attacking zone draw. Dashke plays it through both corners over to the near side where Cameron's trying to work it out of the corner, taken by the K-Wings up to the point. Dashke on the backhand along the blue line. Into the right wing corner, stolen by the Fuel, and John Martin will flip it back to the Kalamazoo line. 4:50 to go. Joyo feeds it ahead Morrison. Nice little behind the back pass to Bradford. He'll rim it around to Dashke, back to Bradford behind the net, being watched by Lemos in the left wing corner. Lemos rides him into the boards. The puck comes free, and Lemos trying to dig it out of a puck battle. Bradford does. It's sent wide by Pasalt on a soft shot from the left wing circle. Centorame behind his own net. Chips it up the boards. Malone able to get it out of the zone. Kalamazoo will look to regroup. 4:17 to go in the third. Indy sets up in the neutral zone as Nordquist. Stick handles past Malone, the first forechecker. Up the left side, Seifert. Into the corner. Cairns tried to move it, picked off by Morgan, but a good play by Santino. Centorame forces it free and doesn't allow Olmsted to get off a shot on Morgan's feed from below the goal line. Fuel clear it behind the Kalamazoo net with 3:50 to go. Indy leads 3-2. Olmsted will wire it in. Into the far corner, Bulmer with four checkers pouring in. Cameron behind his own net. Ends up deflecting it off of the glass and out of play. Clock stops with 3:40 remaining. Again, Wheeling has lost today to Cincinnati, so it's an opportunity for these teams to gain on the Nailers. The Fuel victory would give them a 3-point lead over Wheeling with a game in hand, by the way, in the race for home ice advantage. A Kalamazoo win would tie them with the Nailers for third place. Fuel win the defensive zone draw. Bulmer retreats behind his own net. Kalamazoo with a three-man forecheck. Bulmer flips it out to center for Hillis, but it was cut off by Kiefer, who takes the puck. Back into the Fuel zone, picked off by Bulmer. He'll flip it out to the neutral zone where it's knocked out of the air by Adams. And he drops it off for Karanen. Knocked free by Hillis, but the K-Wings regain possession. Maksimovic breaks up a play at neutral ice from Preston. It bounces to Cameron in his own line. D to McDougall. Headmans to Hillis. He redirects it in as it bounces on goal. Vorva stops it and leaves it for the D. 3 minutes to go in the third period. 3-2 Fuel. Kiefer up the right side into the Fuel zone. Behind the net it comes. Rims it around. Centorame below his own goal line with Adams coming. Comes up to the point. Spodniak couldn't handle a bouncing puck, but is able to force it out to center. Headman's past Ballant in the neutral zone. Joyo takes the puck. Curls back. 2:38 to go. Kalamazoo getting a change. Dashke up the left side in his own zone. Softly ahead to Bradford, who's just off of the bench, and a pass for him doesn't connect, but icing is waved off as Fuel play it. Gagne at his own line, picked off by Pasalt. Cameron one-hands it away from him, and a diving play by Gagne clears the puck back into the Kalamazoo end. 2:10 to go in the third. 3-2 Fuel. Keep an eye on Hunter Vorva. He's looking over to Joel Martin in the Kalamazoo bench. Fuel break it up at center. Here comes Martin across the Kalamazoo line. Has no reinforcements. The Fuel changing behind the play. Gagne ends up forcing it free. Here comes Malone off the bench, and the puck sticked away from him into the right wing corner. Seamus follows the puck. 1:45 to go. Fuel bleeding some valuable time, changing out man by man. Puck squirts free to Kalamazoo. And Joyo will retreat back behind his own net. 1:35 to go. 3-2 Fuel. Up the left side, it comes through the neutral zone. Pasalt tips it in behind the Fuel net. Centorame hammers it around, picked off by Morrison. Centering pass, deflects off of a stick over to the near board. Seamus Malone bats at it, and it ends up ramping off of a stick out of play. 1:15 to go in the third. Fuel lead 3-2. And so 3-2, Indy leads. Kalamazoo is going to take its timeout as they're going to pull the goaltender for the extra attacker. So the K-Wings will pull the goaltender for the extra attacker with 1:15 to go in the third. Indy leading at 3-2, looking for its second victory when trailing after 2 this season. Brett Bulmer tied the game with a power play goal, and then Anthony Petrozelli gave the Fuel the lead at 14:11 of the third with a one-timer and a great feed from Bulmer. And the Fuel with a 3-2 edge. They have still allowed just 3 shots on goal here in the third period. K-Wings with 6 attackers and the net empty. Interestingly, Morrison is not one of them. They have Preston, McDonald, Passault, Bradford, Joyo, and Dashke out there. Hillis to take the draw for the Fuel. Petrozelli, or make that Ballant, Malone, Cameron, and Cairns are out there with them. Face-off won by the Fuel. Cairns banks it up to the point. Dashke holds it in. Played into the corner, McDonald. Sweeps it around along the left wing boards. Ballant tries to send it up to the point, held in by Bradford, but it's poked free by Ballant out to center. He couldn't work it free from Preston. Final minute of the third. Preston into the Fuel zone. On goal, stick to side by Weeks. Sent to the corner by Cairns. Passault comes in, takes the puck. Plays it up to the right point for Dashke. Walks the line. Across to Joyo. Now Passault shoots. Gobbled up by Weeks on the shot from the top of the right wing circle. 42.8 seconds to go. The Fuel leading 3-2. Some big points in the standings hanging in the balance here. K-Wings with the same 6 on the ice. The Fuel will swap out Maximovich, Bulmer, and Hillis. Leave Cameron and Cairns out there on the D. Puck over to the near boards off the draw. Hillis tries to jam it free from Dashke and does. Cairns ahead to Bulmer. He'll send it all the way down wide of the empty net. Icing will be called with 28.3 seconds to go. Well, Bulmer went for it, but it was well wide of the empty cage, so icing the call, 28.3 seconds to go. Preston will come off of the ice. Morrison will come on. Indy, of course, cannot change, so the Hillis-Maximovich-Bulmer line will remain on the ice. Bradford to take the draw. Kalamazoo can choose the side. Bradford is a right-handed center, but will take it, or make it, he's a left-handed center. He will take it on the left side. Fuel win the draw. Cameron out to center. Dashke settles it down with 25 seconds to go and sends it into the stands. It will be a neutral zone draw, or should be. 21 seconds left. And the Fuel are setting up for a face-off just outside the Kalamazoo line. That's where it's going to be. So Vorva's going to have to come back on at least until the K-Wings get possession of the puck. So McDonald will head off the ice. Bradford, Passault, Morrison, the forward trio. Vorva's out at the hash marks, and he will head to the bench as soon as the K-Wings gain possession, if they do. And they do right off the draw. Joyo up the right side. Wires it in, rides the dasher over to the left wing boards. Cameron chips it up the wall. McDonald able to work it past him to Passault in the corner. Up to the point, past Dashke, out to center ice. Bulmer giving chase, forces it free from Joyo with 3 seconds. Dashke has it, will just eat the puck, and the Indy Fuel come from behind in the third period to knock off the Kalamazoo Wings. 3-2. Brett Bulmer ties the game on the power play early in the third, and then feeds Anthony Petrozelli for the game winner. with 5:49 remaining in the contest. The Fuel with their second third period comeback of the season, and they grab 2 gigantic points and now have a 3-point lead over Wheeling, and that's the race for home ice advantage. They now have a 7-point lead over Idle Fort Wayne in the race for the playoffs. The Fuel players all salute the crowd as they head off to the dressing room. Indy with a Sunday victory, snapping Kalamazoo's 9-game Sunday winning streak. And the Fuel win it today 3-2 over the K-Wings. Indy has now won back-to-back games over the K-Wings in the season series, and now have 6 wins in the season series to Kalamazoo's 7. They can even it up in the regular season finale. Indy now with its 5th win in the last 7 games. To improve to 35-23 and 6 on the year. 3 stars. Anthony Petrozelli, the number 3 star. He had the game-winning goal today. The number 2 star. With a goal and 2 assists, another 3-point night, Cam Hillis. The number 1 star will be Brett Bulmer. He was fantastic today. A goal, an assist, had the tying goal, assisted on the game winner, and just had a tremendous game. Brett Bulmer, our number 1 star today. He also was +1 and had 3 shots on goal. He is ringside with Scott Allen.
Winners drink milk for the American Dairy Association, sir. It's so good to see you. That was a lot of fun today.
Yeah, both teams played hard right till the end. Playoff atmosphere, and we found a way.
Yeah, you know, it's funny too, because this weekend I think the attitude has really started to change a little bit, hasn't it? We're really in that playoff hunt now. We know every one of these games means something.
Yeah, of course. The division's tight. Everybody knows that, and we're just trying to worry about ourselves and every game, just play hard for each other.
All right, get some rest. We'll see you back here on Wednesday. Your number 1 star.
That's Brett Bulmer with Scott Allen as the Indy Fuel win it today 3-2 over the Kalamazoo Wings. We'll take a break and come back with a happy recap right after this. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amanda Furr, Physician Executive for Primary Care at Community Health Network. When you need care, nothing should get in the way. No barriers or hoops to jump through, just an easy way to get the support you need however it's best for you. Which is why we offer tried and true points of access, like your primary care physician or your local med check for urgent care and community clinics at Walgreens throughout Central Indiana. But we're also adding new ways to get exceptional care, like improved tools in MyChart to connect you with your provider, increased virtual appointments in primary care, urgent care, and even specialty care. We're also expanding virtual access for your behavioral health needs, both for counseling and psychiatry. At Community, you'll always get the best care possible, no matter how you choose to access it. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Visit us at ecommunity.com/getcare.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
The Indy Fuel victorious this afternoon, 3-2 over the Kalamazoo Wings, as Brett Bulmer has a goal and an assist in the 3rd period. Anthony Petrozelli pots the game winner.